Oh shit.
Oh, hang on, fellas.
All right. Welcome, motherfuckers. I don't know what was up with the audio. How's my audio? Can you guys hear me okay? Or is it pretty bad? But yeah, no, the audio, I'm doing this from StreamYard today. I'm done eating. I just wanted to have some gum. Sounds good now? Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Welcome to CRAPSHOOT. What is going on with this show? Well, let me tell you something, Linda. I started thinking I was going to do more live streams that were more chill, shoot the shit streams. Excuse me. And we'll still talk games. We're going to talk. We're not doing politics today. We're not doing anything goes. We're doing video games and a little bit of geek adjacent shit. But I'm going to save more of the really thought out, insightful, well, such as it is, insightful stuff for more videos that I can and podcast that I can have a little bit more control over the messaging. So this is just kind of a, kind of like, yeah. So I'll talk to the chat for a little bit, and then I haven't even really looked at the news today. I've been editing a video. I'll tell you what, that's what I find a lot is I should have learned by now. I've been doing this long enough that when you spend a lot of time editing a video, it never performs. But if you get up at like 1 a.m. and you're like, I had this thought, and you just speak into the camera with no edits except maybe 1 or 2 just for the heads and tails of the video, suddenly you got like a 30,000 view video. It's the craziest thing. It's probably not crazy. I should go to ChatGPT and say, hey, what is it about these videos that I just throw spaghetti at the wall? Spaghetti. Whatever. I just got a text from Colin Moriarty right before we went live. He says, hey, Jaffe, come on let's do a Jaffe Moriarty tomorrow. So I'll be recording one of those live tomorrow. It's not live, but I don't know when he's going to put it up. I don't know if it's for Sacred Symbols Plus or what he's doing it for, but he just wants to talk games, state of the industry. There's a lot of stuff going on in the industry right now, but I'll tell you something else. That I have had a bit of an epiphany on, and this may be a terrible thing to say given the kind of audience that I have, but I'm done. I don't know if I'm done, but I mean, unless that chair, man, we got to get that chair fixed. Unless the topic is just so goddamn dramatic, like, Phil Spencer was gutted today by the handheld PlayStation, handheld Xbox, and his intestines spilled out all over the floor of Microsoft. I'm over it. I'm over the drama. I'm over listening and talking about shit like that. I'd rather just talk about the games. I was on this show on Last Stand Media. What's the newer show? Symbols, something, not Sacred Symbols, Summon Sign. And all we did was talk about the goddamn video games. And I was like, that's good. I like that. Hello, Calpy. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know right now, Carlos Hernandez has been a member for goddamn 31 months. I swear to God, that man lives in my dreams. That's how much I love him. He says, do you honestly think the Xbox using Steam is a good idea? I don't know how many PC people who have an Xbox. I have no answer. I mean, here's what I think. I think Microsoft is going all in on, look, man, we're this publisher now. That's our bread and butter. Game Pass for the moment is our bread and butter. Let's try to get it in many places possible. Let's try to make it more appealing by putting things like Steam on it. I would love that. I tend to play on my PC more. Like if I have an Xbox thing I want to play and it's I can get it on the PC or the Xbox, usually I'll play it on the PC. But look, man, think about it for a moment. Think about you not having a PC and think about, the Xbox suddenly, oh shit, you mean I have all the, I guess they're I don't know how that's going to work, right? So if they, I know they're just speculating, but if they put the goddamn cockadoodie Steam onto the Xbox console, are they talking about cloud gaming, or is it like, well, yeah, but it still has to, like, are they selling Xbox games or are they selling games that you stream from Steam? I don't quite understand it, but I absolutely love all this everybody being everywhere. And then it really does bring, it's gonna make a lot of people upset because what are they going to have to bitch about? What are they going to have to complain about? It's sooner than later. It's just going to be like going to the movies, and it's going to be like, look, it's not like you can only, this projector is only capable of showing Oppenheimer, although if you're doing IMAX, but you know what I'm saying. And so what you'll have left to debate about are the movies themselves. Then we'll be in business, baby. Then we'll be talking about video games. And I wonder how many of these motherfuckers are out there actually playing video games. Can we talk about some for a minute? Can we talk? But thank you, Carlos, for all that support. I appreciate it, buddy. I don't know why you guys can't be more like Carlos. Look at you guys out there, motherfuckers. Listen to me. I want to talk to you guys about something. This is serious. This is affecting the youth. I don't know if this is Lockmort from Last Stand Media was he just put this little clip up. I want to show it to you guys real quick. He says, is this the one? Is this the one? Nope. We'll go with this. But that's the wrong screen. Jaffe, you know what? Shut up. Okay, just shut up, because this is a new thing for me. Okay, just you have to be nice. Chrome tab. Just do window. Fuck you. All right, share. There you go. So I've been playing the ever loving shit out of Dragon's Dogma. It is just as delightful as you can get. I did not really know what to expect with this game because I didn't play the first one. And then there was all the controversy about microtransactions and this, that, and the other. And so there were a few days where I'm like, what is this thing? But what has happened to me with this fucking video game is, what do you mean I'm talking to Ghost? Can you not hear me? Can you hear me or no? I'm playing this game and all I can tell you, and I'm thinking about making a video about this too, but all I can tell you is I was a kid that grew up playing, like loving swords and sorcery, right? I loved all that shit. Like I wanted to live in those worlds, right? I think a lot of kids did for my generation, but certainly the movies. And even though I didn't play D&D, I got the manuals and I got the campaigns and I, poured over the artwork and some of the lore in there. I played the shit out of Adventure on the Atari and, just all the adventure games. I wanted to be in this space, be in this world. You goddamn right, I'm a nerd, fucking PG. But nothing has ever come close to a game that lets me live the fantasy that was in my imagination as a 10-year-old. Like Elden Ring was the one that did it first. But this one, I don't know if this is necessarily a better game than Elden Ring because I haven't played enough of it yet. But this feels so like stepping into another world. It feels literally like you're stepping into another fucking universe, and it's one that you've wanted to play in since you were a kid, if you're like me. And the other thing I'll say, it's really interesting, and tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think what's happening psychologically here with this game is, everybody that you're playing with is AI, obviously, at this point, I mean, you've got pawns from other people's creations, and that's kind of a cool little semi-co-op thing, but you're playing with AI. And I wish they had ChatGPT integration because they say the goddamn thing over and over and over. And I really, I'm sure that's coming, whether with a update to this one day or a mod for sure, or more importantly, an official sequel when that comes in 10 years or whatever. But what I will say, though, is I feel more like I'm living one of these classic D&D sword and sorcery fantasies when I'm playing with these AI that are simulating other living entities. But if this was a game I was playing online with 3 other people and we were doing all of the stuff I'm doing here, I've never felt as immersed with that. And maybe it's just because these AI are actually role-playing because they're designed to be characters that don't know they're playing a game. Whereas if I'm playing with Rob the Mod and Spaz, like I'm trying to think of that game we played, the Warhammer game that was 4-player co-op, what's called Dark Tide, or I don't know what, a very beautiful game. But I never felt like I was immersed in that game, like in that world. The game was fun, but I didn't feel like I was living an adventure. And maybe it's because, in between killing bad guys, we're talking about, who's hotter, Scarlett Johansson or Florence Pugh when they play the Black Widow. It's just, it takes you out. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of, because this really does feel like, if you like fantasy novel, playing this game has gotten me reading more fantasy novels. I've read 2 sword and sorcery novels. I'm reading the 3rd right now. And I haven't read one of those in ages, because it really rekindles the love for this, I don't want to say genre of game, but genre of concept of sword and sorcery. So I'm a fan, man. I don't know if you guys are playing this or not. Awesome says, my only negative with this game is I wish it did have a Dark Souls lock-on feature, especially as a fighter. Your momentum will push you forward sometimes, exposing you to cheap shots. I mean, that is absolutely true. I'm not sure why they don't have that in this game. Maybe it would make it too easy. I mean, because it is more of it's not, I don't want to say hack and slash like it's incredibly brainless. It's not a brainless game, but it is more of kind of an arcadey hack and slash when you get down to the moment-to-moment combat, which I like. I don't know if I would like this as much if it was like Elden Ring, because there's a nice pace to this. There's a nice sense of adventure. So I'm not going to call you anything offensive for you saying reading sword and sorcery. What would be offensive about that? I mean, that's Mr. K, of course, being an asshole, but in the chat. But I mean, this is the shit I loved growing up, and this is the shit I still love. I don't think I would want to snap my fingers and go there now, but there's just such a great high adventure feeling about this game that I fucking love. I take absolutely zero shame. There is enough ladies out in the world now that are openly fans of things like Elden Ring and Game of Thrones and D&D, that maybe back when I was but a wee lad, and I wouldn't have cared, but people, if they would have said, you're a D&D geek, maybe I would have cared a little bit, because I kind of figured I would have been like, oh no, the girls won't want to go to the prom with me. I don't fucking know. Now I'm just like, dude, there are girls who like this shit. Are you out of your mind? I'd go to the prom with that girl, So no, Mr. K, there's nothing you can say to me that will affect my mood on this day. Today is a good day. I have discovered nothing, but it's still a good day. It's very sunny out. I like it. Spring has sprung, kind of, sort of. Hello, Wallace. Hey, Rob the Mod's there, everybody. What's up, Rob the Mod? What vocation are you using, says Johnny Nada. I'm a fighter. I like getting up there. I love that you can climb on these fucking things. And, it's so funny, when we did the first God of War, when we took it to Japan, we were at a point in development, like Japan, like at the very beginning, to get greenlit and show the whole worldwide studios what we were working on. We were at a point where there was a mini game where you climb on the back of the Cyclops, and it's like a rodeo thing. You've got to balance up there long enough that you can then pull the Cyclops eye out, right? And then obviously Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, there have been a number of attempts at this, and Shadow, of course, did a great job at it. But I am amazed how well these motherfuckers sit to the enemies. That you can climb all over them, and they have certain weak points, and it's fucking cool, man. It's fucking delightful. Hello, legends. Rob the Mod says, but we had prom tickets, Jaffe. Well, I go to the prom a lot of times. I go 5 times. They don't have to know. It's like a romantic comedy. I'll have like 5 different dates at the same time, and I'll be like, oh, I'll be right back. Pepper Grinder releases today, says Brett Moore. It does, and it's getting good reviews. Pepper Grinder is going to, I don't know, man. I get the sense it's going to come and go without a moment's notice, because people are just sort of, no one's talking about it, but it is excellent. It is, at least the demo that I played at the Next Fest, Steam Next Fest, that Pepper Grinder thing has some of the cleverest mechanics, but I will be playing it for sure. Oh, the Famitsu story, Mr. Playerism. Well, it's not like a story like something happened, but what it was Famitsu is, very old, esteemed magazine, video game magazine in Japan. And when I was first getting into the industry, I had never heard about it, but people spoke about it at Sony, especially the ImageSoft days and early PS1 days, when Japan was really kind of the hotbed of games. People spoke about it in, with reverence, like, oh my God, they are the absolute hardest reviewers, and they are the, they were really the ones that you look to as a developer and said, if they like you, you're off to the goddamn races. And I do believe that has changed, potentially even dramatically, because when I got the Drawn to Death review, I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be bad. I was stunned because it was like 9, 8, 8, and 7. And I'm like, are you shitting me? But then I started looking around at their reviews as of late, at least back then, as of late. And it was like, yeah, they're not who you think they are anymore. They used to be that kind of, if you got a 9, you were talking about like Super Metroid or Mario 64. That wasn't the case anymore. Legend says, have you heard about Diddy? Yeah. Let me tell you as far as I've gotten on the Diddy story. Puff Daddy Sean Combs, right? That Diddy. He had a lot of crazy parties in his homestead, and he had cameras in a bunch of the rooms, and he was doing the Jeffrey Epstein thing. He was recording people of all walks of fame, whether you're talking politics, royal family, singers, athletes, actors, in various sexual compromising positions and acts, and he stored all that stuff on, I don't know what he stored it on, but he had it, and he was using it to blackmail people. That's my understanding. And I have absolutely no clue if there's any more news that has come out from it. But yeah, I mean, what a creep. What an absolute creep. Mr. K says the Jews were behind it. Why? Look, though, if he does have, I mean, what's the rumor that Prince Harry was there and there's a tape of him going around? Candace Owen says the Jews were behind it. What's the matter with her? Nothing's the matter with her. She wants to eat and live in a nice house. So she says the shit she knows will get the press, and she knows there's enough people out there stupid enough to fucking believe anything she says, if she actually said that. He ran out of the country. He's left the country? I know he left wherever he was and went to Florida, but you're saying now he left America? Good God almighty. How'd they let that happen? Well, he ain't coming back. But I mean, maybe it's like, yeah, the people want to kill him. But if I'm Diddy at this point, I'm like, well, just release it, man. Have a kill switch. Where Diddy's just kind of like, all right, if you fucking kill me like you killed Epstein, not a problem, pal. But if you do it, I've got, 28 terabytes of video that's prepped to go out if I don't check into my computer every 48 hours. So good luck with that, you stupid son of a bitch. You're saying the Fed stopped him. Okay, that's good. Tom says, Jaffe, how many times have you heard Epstein involved with PlayStation? Never. I never heard that as a thing. I will tell you, this is only barely related at all, but it reminds me, is I was listening to Bill Maher's podcast. He was talking to the film director, Cameron Crowe, really good episode. And video games came up for some reason. I think, I don't remember why it was. And Bill Maher says, I have never played a video game in my life. I've never played Pac-Man. He says, I've never played pinball. And that's fine. I don't give a fuck what he plays or what he does. But it was interesting because when I was at PlayStation, PS1, PS2 days, he came to 3 or 4 of the parties. He always was in the VIP section. He always was getting his picture taken. He always was taking a check from Sony to appear. And maybe he held a controller, for a photo op. But it's like, I don't care. It's the thing about Bill Maher is I like a lot of what he says. I think he's a smart guy, but I don't like all of what he says. But what I like about him is very contrasted to the stuff I don't like. The fact that he just fired his agents because he didn't get into a party on Oscar night is like, dude, they've repped you for 5, 6, 7 years. They just re-upped your contract at HBO for 2 more years of politically incorrect or whatever it's called, real time. And you didn't get into a fucking party. No, I don't know. I don't know all the details, of course, but it's so anathema, or it's so counter to what this guy preaches. Basically, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. They were talking about Cuba Gooding Jr. was fondling a Diddy DJ against. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. None of that shit would surprise me. Hi, I think I'm real, says Bill Maher represents everything I dislike about Hollywood. That's a pretty big, bold statement, sir. If you're not prepared to back it up, then I recommend walking it back and saying you're sorry to Bill Maher. What do you mean? What do you hate about Hollywood? I don't hate Hollywood. They're, you know, it's a corrupt fucking place, but everything's a corrupt fucking place, man. Hell, I'm watching that Dan Schneider documentary. And it's like, it's tragic, man. And the fact that not Dan Schneider, but the 2 pedophiles that were on the set got away with this, or 3 pedophiles really, because people wanted to keep their jobs. They wanted to keep their power. I mean, it's, you know, people are rotten. People are fucking rotten. That's the truth. We'll talk about games. I'm not trying. It's not satanic child molestation. Shut up, Austin Tatum. It's the biggest crock of shit I've heard in my way. Hollywood is not a look. That is bullshit. I'm sorry. You can throw, you know, salt in the wound of Hollywood if you want, and that's fine. But you don't get to do it without also throwing salt in the wound of pretty much anywhere else that humans that are ambitious get together to try to make a lot of fucking money. Did I crash, or are we still going? Ooh, a new episode of The Girls of the Bus is on. That's a great show. God damn it, Maverick. Yeah, well, PK says Dan Schneider didn't do anything. Former stars were just salty. I mean, he skirted the line in a lot of ways that were probably not okay. But yeah, he wasn't, as far as we know, he wasn't a fucking pedophile. But yeah, wherever you get ambitious people that come together, there's a lot of fucking people who will do anything for that shit, dude. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible that these kids have to go through that. But I won't throw Hollywood under the bus. Hollywood is some of the best creative minds on the goddamn planet, entertaining us and giving us escape and giving us. I'm so tired of people throwing creatives under the fucking bus, man. It's like, no, fuck you. You know, there are there bad people? Yeah. You know where else there's bad people? Everywhere. In sports, in politics, in the goddamn Subway sandwich competition business. Every goddamn place in the world, you're going to get that when you have ambition. But Hollywood has brought joy and escape and a little bit of fucking comfort to the world since I don't know, whenever the Nickelodeon showed up. You want to blame the Jews on something? Blame it on the fact that they gave us the fucking movies. Thank you, Jews. I'm not Jewish, but if I was, I'd be proud of that. I'd be proud of that. They gave us the movies. For a long time, people looked at the movies and said, that's a lowbrow form of entertainment. Fuck you. Yeah, the Jews can have it. Okay, well, they got it and they turned it into a goddamn dream factory. I will not. I'm not throwing Hollywood under the bus. Creatives could stand to spend some time under the figurative bus, particularly when the product's sour, says I think I'm real. But that's anything, man. Again, man, that is business, right? Look at all these fucking cowards that go out there and do all kinds of shit with people's money. Hell, the video game industry's loaded with it right now. You heard a bunch of people come back from GDC saying that was the story of GDC. Which is, hey, we're not gonna, if you want to be in AAA, we're not doing creative swings for fences anymore, boys. It's too expensive. They're just out, they're, you know, as they say, they're saying the quiet part out loud now. They're just open to it. They're just admitting it. You know, and the idea that, you know, creatively speaking, they're bankrupt. I'm sorry. It's horseshit. A lot of it is the people who give money to make the movies are fucking, they don't want to risk anything. And that's fine. I mean, look, you know, you know, I mean, fuck, I don't know. If I was an executive, you got to balance that shit, you know? Most places it's behind the scenes, but Hollywood be flaunting it, says Legends. I don't think Hollywood, I don't think Hollywood's flaunting it. Are you kidding me? I know P. Diddy's trying to get it the hell out of Dodge at this point. Bukaki, fuck you, Bukaki. Mr. K says, you are Jewish, idiot. You're not religious. I don't, okay, cool. If I'm Jewish, I'm Jewish. I have nothing pro or con to that allegiance. I'm just saying I rejected all religion when I was 7. So if that still makes me Jewish in your eyes, then Havana Gila, motherfucker. God of War Jew thoughts on God of War going woke beyond what? God of War Jew thoughts? What the fuck is that? On God of War going woke beyond your wildest nightmares. Swear to God, man, it's gone woke. Fucking gonna be a Flash gets, what the hell's a Flash gets God of War orgy? I read that as God of War Jew. I don't even know what that is. Would I greenlight Puff Daddy in Fortnite, Eddie T? No. But don't fucking come at me, bitch, because you know what? If they put goddamn Puff Daddy in Fortnite and it was a physical disc, your collecting obsessed ass would buy it and you know it. You know, you would buy that goddamn disc, even though you might not play it. Even though you might turn around and say, hey, I'm going to donate, you know, as much as I paid for this to a bunch of charity. You'd fucking have it in your collection. You goddamn right. Listen to this. My daughter is in Vegas right now, and she's hanging out with her boyfriend over there, left, wherever they are. And I might go out in about a month. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about going to the Museum of Death, right? And I think that sounds so awful, but it's so interesting. Like, I mean, Zach Baggins of the Shire takes your ducats, and one of the ways he makes his money for getting you in there is like pictures of, like, you know, a picture an ambulance driver took Polaroid of Chris Farley when he was dying or when he had already died. And I'm just like, you shouldn't make money off that, you know? But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I want to see the haunted shit. Not that I believe in that, but it's entertaining. It's interesting. Yeah, power corrupts. It does. Absolutely, it does, sir. What game has you hooked right now? Says Captain Foxbutt. Well, what you're looking at on your TV screen right now is Dragon's Dogma 2. I think it is just no, not the Museum of Death in LA, in Vegas. Yeah, Ghost Adventures, Zach Baggins. Yes. Bukaki says that place is boring. Is it really? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. But anyway, yeah, I'm playing the shit out of this. I'm playing a lot of Unicorn Overlord again. I'm in that sword and sorcery genre right now. I'm playing a lot of this game on Apple Arcade called Words in Progress. Fucking great. I really want to get Alone in the Dark. Even though I hear it's like a 7 out of 10, but I hear people who really like horror games say that it is genuinely, they're doing some really interesting stuff in there, even though it's, you know, it still feels like a B+, A-, you know, AA game, but I think I'm going to play that. I'm Real says, did you play Diablo 4? I recently dove back in. I'm completely in love. I did play it for about maybe 3 weeks obsessively. I got tired of all the inventory management, but somebody in this very chat, it might have been Rob the Mod, was saying to me, you know, he just goes with color. He doesn't worry about, you know, let me sit here and analyze, well, if I get this, maybe I need to put this in my crate because I might need this later. Because that was what got boring to me in that game. And I opted out after about 3 weeks. But I might go back, especially now that it's on the Game Pass. Not that I don't own it, but I just like things on Game Pass. I can play it in the cloud. I just hit a button and I'm playing. I may go back and play it because of that. Did you end up getting a new PC? I did get a new PC. So here's what happened briefly. We'll get off this image. Let me put some more stuff on. I had this guy fix my PC. Great guy, very talented fellow. And he fixed everything but the motherboard. He's like, look, man, if it's the motherboard and we can't tell because we think we got it with the power supply and more RAM and blah, blah, blah. He says, at that point, let's just get you a new PC. And I'm like, all right. So he fixed it and it ran great for about 2 months. And then a couple nights back or last week, it just stopped the whole fucking thing. And so at that point I said, fuck it, I'm going to go get a new PC. So, I bought a new PC. I'm sure somebody's going to ask, so I'll just tell you what it is. It's a Dell. I didn't build it myself. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to get back to work. Oh yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 better than Ragnarok. Hell yeah. Oh, a million times. No doubt. What do you type to see your specs on your, what do you do? Yes. He beat my PC in one day. That's right, Rob. What do you type to see your specs? It's like, hang on, system information. All right. It is a, XPS Dell 8960 with a, 32 gigs of RAM installed. I currently have an SSD and an HD, but I'm going to get another SSD when it comes in the mail to install to get a couple more terabytes. And then the graphics card is where do I find the graphics card? Hang on. The graphics card, it's it is, where do I find the goddamn graphics card? I know it's an NVIDIA something, but hang on. Display? Yeah, there we go. No? Oh, here we go. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 is what it says. So, but again, I'm not playing. I've played pretty much little to nothing on this thing that is high end, because most of the shit I play is on GeForce. Like I'm playing Dragon's Dogma on GeForce. I am playing Banished on GeForce is my console. And perhaps that's kind of why I listen to a lot of people that kind of get into their console stuff about PS Pro or this, that, and the other. Like, I don't care. I pay $19 a month. I get the absolute every month best fucking gaming rig that exists. So I'm good to go. Right. And I don't have to worry about, because when you really kind of get into that, you think about it, you think about how easy it is to get playing on a PC with something like GeForce Now. And you're like, why, the idea that people are excited to wait, oh, I got my PS5, but in 4 years, I'm going to buy another one that's the PS5 Pro, and I'm going to get the level of power that was potentially top of the line, 6 months before the PS5 Pro came out, but now it's behind PCs again. I'm saying if you want power, it just seems silly. If you want plug and play, but I'm sorry. I think at this point, when you're seeing what's happening with Microsoft and when you're seeing what's happening with PlayStation, nobody needs to own a fucking console anymore except a fucking Switch. I get they're expensive. But you know what? Fuck, you don't even need a great computer to run the fucking GeForce. You just don't. But anyway, not everybody can do cloud gaming. I get that too. But anyway, Zandatsu says my PS5 is just for Sony exclusives. If everything came to PC, I wouldn't own one. At this point, yeah. And I don't even know what Sony exclusives I really give a shit about. I'm excited very much to play Stellar Blade. Oh, that's not true, Ravnos. Ravnos says lots of third-party titles never go to PC. Let's put it this way. The number of video games that you can play on PC is absolutely dwarfed by, or that you can play only on console is absolutely dwarfed by the number of games that you can play on PC. It just is. But I mean, I'm not saying there aren't going to be some, right? Like Unicorn Overlord is a console exclusive at the moment. I'm sure it won't always be. But, and again, that's fine too, because once PlayStation or, Xbox already has it, but PlayStation says that they're going to do it, put up their own store and stuff. Once I can start streaming shit from the cloud, I can play it on a goddamn Chromebook, but it's still coming off the the PlayStation. So, but anyway, whatever, play what you want. I don't care. I'm just saying, for me, I was thrilled to discover PC gaming. I was always I always played Apple and stuff, but I was never a hardcore PC gamer until I left Bartlett Jones. And I've told this story before, but it was so interesting. There was a wonderful concept artist named Nafisa who worked there, and she was always referencing these games. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? Like, I thought I was dialed into the industry, and I was, and I am still, but I was just like, what are these games you're talking about? But, she was a PC player, and she played all kinds of games. And it wasn't until I left Bartlett Jones with the gaming rig, and I was like, oh my God, I get what she's talking about now. This shit, there's just neat, new, weird shit all the time. Double says a PC for each kid is too expensive. I don't know about that anymore, though. If you're talking, you're right. If you don't have good streaming, if you have good streaming, then no, it's better to buy an average laptop or an average desktop and just stream the games. There's a site I go to, but you know what? Let's talk about the Spider-Man thing first. I have it up. Let me ask you guys. I saw that there's like look at this petition to save the canceled Spider-Man game is blowing up. You know this game they're talking about? They leaked it. It was like the Spider-Verse game, and it was kind of like 4 or 5 player Spider-Man, basically. I looked at this and I was like, oh, I get why they would fucking cancel this fucking thing. This just looks sort of boring. This looks like every other fucking game that I've played, in this genre. Why would I want to play this? And so I'm like, yeah, it makes sense you killed this fucking thing. But online, that has been a minority opinion. Online, people were like, they want this. They're like, what are you idiots? This would have been amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? It's like the gimmick's kind of fun for 5 minutes. And after that, you're just like, all right, well, we're doing the same thing we've been doing for years in the Insomniac Spider-Man game, but now we're just kind of fucking doing it together. I don't know. Yeah, there's a trailer you can pull up. I've already seen it, and people have already seen it. I know it's old news, but I just thought it was interesting. The Unicorn game is fucking amazing. Come on now. The Unicorn game is Unicorn Overlord. I'll show it to you. See, I don't agree with that. Ultra Awesome. Ultra Awesome says GeForce Now is specifically if you don't have a PC powerful enough to run games natively. I'm sure that's the main reason people have it, but you know what I love about it? I don't got to fucking load my computer up with a bunch of fucking games. I don't have to just potentially load shit up that's going to, I don't know, just sit there in some folder I forget about and clog up my memory or my storage. I don't have to worry about updates. I don't have to worry about, waiting for a download. It's just a button, right? It's just a fucking button and you start, man. That's the shit. Wallace says Mullet Mad Jack was sweet. It was, but that was just the demo. I don't think the game has come out yet, the final, but I want it very much. I don't think, says Awesome Tatum, that anybody really wants Spider-Man. I think folks just like to stick it to developers and wish for canceled things to be brought back. It's fun for them. Why don't they just play games more? What's the matter with you guys? Not you guys in this chat, but it's like, why is it just like, would you just shut up? I know it's kind of a cliche, or it's definitely a cliche where people say, oh, you don't play games, you play Twitter, but it's like, yeah, shut up. Go play some fucking games. There's great games out there. Pepper Grinder just came out today. Go play that. Jared says, I got GeForce on my Logitech G and it runs amazing. You goddamn right it does. I mean, it depends where you're at, but still. Yeah, I hear you, Tyant. Tyant says PC gaming is great, Jaffe, except when you spend all day behind a PC. Well, that's what I do. Last thing I want is to come home and chill behind a PC. Yeah, but even that, though, then put your PC on the TV. Steam big screen or whatever it's called, I think it's called that, is excellent. I did watch some of the Judas coverage. I watched Judas's Ken Levine's new game. He just dropped the trailer a couple days ago. I watched Jeff Keighley do like a 10-minute, hey, let me explain what this is thing. I haven't watched any of the long things with Ken, and I haven't watched and I watched the trailer that came out for the Game Awards. Let me put this on the screen so I don't forget it. Sorry. Did that go on the screen? Hang on. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Hang on. Here we go. So Judas, right? Sorry. So I watched it. You know, I love what Ken has talked about when he talks about narrative Legos, right? I think AI is kind of beating him to the punch there if he's talking about them in a broad way. Like you can already do choose your own adventure or Infocom games that are written by AI on the fly based on your choices, which is really kind of what the dream is for a lot of game developers and we think players once they get a hold of it. But all I understood about it was that there are 3 characters and their narrative will twist and turn based on your relationships you form with 2 of the 3 characters, depending on who we're talking about. And I think that sounds interesting. And I think that's cool. And it's Ken. So the game looks great. There's a lot of wonderful world building, imaginative stuff in there that I think is really cool. Ken's pedigree is not to be questioned. I'm excited. But that part of it was the most exciting part of it for me in terms of what I thought it was going to be. And it may still be that. But everything that they have talked about in the last week when the game has come out to sort of be, shown to the world, I think has been okay, it's cool. But I wasn't blown away by it at the level of the narrative Lego stuff. But again, people kind of filled in the blanks and made that what they want it to be. So maybe people who are looking for that are always going to be disappointed. Yeah, I'm done. Mr. K says, did you see Baldur's Gate guy's acceptance speech at GDC about corporate greed? I sent it to you, wanted to hear you tear that. Yeah, this guy has gone and given 2 speeches now. The head of, what are they called? Looter shooter? I don't know what the fuck they're called. Ludane or whatever. And it's just such success bias that he stands up there at the Game Awards. Now he stands up there at the GDC Awards or the DICE. I don't know what it was. It was GDC and DICE maybe, or maybe Game Awards. And he just kind of bloviates about, well, here's what you need to do. See, you don't need to give in to the corporate pressures, and you don't need to, we turned down DLC because our team's heart wasn't in it, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of like, look, that is a wonderful story to tell if you don't really care about the truth, but you got to give everything. You got to explain that you did used to work for publishers. You did used to have to put up with that with things like Ubisoft when they were publishing some of your games. Eventually, all the stars lined up and you got yourself in a position to fund your own shit and to have a lot of money. Well, yeah, when you're calling the shots, you can do whatever you want to do. And when you get successful, you can rewrite history and say, this is why we were successful. But I don't know about that. I'm not suggesting that, them spending a lot of money on aspects that maybe a traditional publisher would say, we don't want you spending our money on that, did not lead to the success of the great, wonderful Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure it did. I believe very much that at least in part it absolutely did. But this idea that he is presenting it almost as if see, this is how you do it. We're brave and we took the chances and we threw off the shot. It's like, yeah, because you could. It's not like these people are walking around, who don't do that going, I like being in this corporate cubicle world. Come on now. Skill Up said you can't appreciate the narrative Legos thing based on the trailer, but he played it and said it's the most interesting aspect of the game he's seen. That's cool. Like I said, I didn't hear Skill Up. I listened to Jeff Keighley talk about it for about 10 minutes on a looking at the camera, straight into the camera kind of thing. And I was like, okay. And then I saw the trailer. He did not say it like that at all, says Ravnos. Yeah, look, I know what he said because I watched it at the either Keighley's Awards or the GDC Awards. Not GDC, the DICE Awards. I don't know what he said at the recent GDC Awards, but it sounds like he was talking about, though, saying, hey, where did he put it? That he was saying corporate greed. It's like, I don't know. I'm just saying. And well, listen to this. Tara says, I think he's just trying to be motivational for others. Yeah, but then if you really want to motivate others, okay, send me what he said, Ravnos. Send me a link and I'll open it up on the show. If he wants to motivate others, then it's best to motivate others with a more realistic take on things, at least compared to what he said at the DICE Awards or the Keighley Awards. His comment about the constant loss of institutional knowledge because of layoffs rang true to me. Yeah, sure. But there's nothing brave or interesting about that, Zandatsu. I agree with you. But the idea that short-term profits always are given the top priority, I mean, sure. Let's figure that out. But we know why that is. We absolutely know what that is. He's telling publishers, says what's new, to let developers create their game without corporate greed, pushing them to do things that depreciate the quality of the vision. Yeah, no shit. But that's such a dumb thing to say. If it's not a dumb thing to, it's kind of like being in Cleveland and going and being on the stage and going, I fucking love Cleveland. It's like, of course you're going to get applause. But, hey, publishers, let developers do whatever they want and ignore pretty much all of your research and all of your analysis into the market, and they'll have big success. No. More often than not, what it'll be is they'll make some shit that nobody wants to play that's not commercial, and they'll go, what happened? There's a balance there. And I'm sorry, go work in the creative arts and you'll see. There is a absolute glut of shit that look. The number of people that think they have the next big Willy Wonka golden ticket is staggeringly high compared to the number of people who actually have it and have the capability to turn that ticket in for something valuable. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we lived in a society where that capitalism wasn't so pervasive that the minute somebody has a chance to sell their private company to a public company, they usually do. And wouldn't it be great if when they did that, the quality of the titles didn't degrade because the parent company, which is a publicly traded company, are absolute unquestionable slaves to the stockholders, and more importantly, getting the earnings up every 4 months or 3 months, 4 months. And thus they will do whatever they have to for that short-term game. Yes, that would be great. But everybody knows that, right? I mean, no shit. So the only reason this guy could do what he wanted to do is he was footing the bill. Great. Help people out. Let them fucking do that. But you're doing it because you played the capitalist game. You did what Ubisoft wanted. And you made enough money that you could call your own shots. That's the game people are playing. I hope all these devs that have got laid off from indie studios, you don't need high-end realistic graphics for good games. No, you don't. You don't. Hello, Calpy. I'm not saying I don't love his game, and I'm not saying I don't love his passion, but I'm saying that, it would be nice if people could, I'll give you another example. We were watching the Eras tour the other night, the Taylor Swift thing. And, you know, she's great. I love Taylor Swift. I've been a big fan for a long time, but, you know, great fucking tour, great show, great setups and stage presence and blah, blah, blah. And then yesterday I came across on like one of these YouTube shorts or whatever they're called, her rehearsing for the tour. And it's not that it was night and day. It was that, you know, when she's rehearsing, everything is calculated, as it should be. That's not a knock against her. That's what you do, especially when you're putting on a big show like that. Hell, I've given speeches before, and I had the ums and the pauses planned a month ahead of time, but you wouldn't have known it, right? Not that one. That was real. But if you look at the rehearsal footage, she is all business, and she's talking about, okay, when you roll the piano out, I'm going to say something. I'm going to pull focus from the audience, so most of them won't be looking at you setting up that gimmick for our next, stage trick or whatever, right? And then you watch the show, and all the things she says, or the little look she gives, or glances she gives, or whatnot. That's it's appealing, but it's also calculated to say, hey, look over here. Let me misdirect you while this is happening. So the overall tour has this organic sense of reality. Wonderful, professional. That's how you do it. I'm not knocking it. But what I would be knocking is if you're over the age of 15 and you don't recognize the calculation, or you don't recognize where that is coming from, whether it's her or the CEO of the Baldur's Gate 3 company, then I would worry about your lack of media literacy. That's all I would say. That's all I would fucking say. Okay. Yeah, Ravenous says, I cannot wait to see that clip of this rant. It's not a rant. On YouTube with a title like God of War creator shits on Larian Studios. Well, fuck you then. I know you're kidding, but still. I don't know anything. Please stop talking to me about CR3D's ban. I don't know anything about it. If somebody banned him, let the mods know to reach out to me and go, Jaffe, here's what went on. I assume there was a reason, but maybe there wasn't. Maybe a mod was having a bad night. I have no idea, fellas. I wasn't there. But I'm more than happy to look into it. But, you know, have somebody hit me up on Discord that is not banned, and I'll look into it. Okay. Hey, Random Moose Brains. Hello, buddy. Member for 41 months, Diet Soda Soldiers. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Okay. Thanks, man. Very, very generous. Very courteous. Thank you, buddy. Okay, let's move on, though. Let's see what the news is today, because this is kind of what I want this show to be. I want to talk about video games, but I don't want to prep it within an inch of its life. I just want to see what people are vibing with, what they're into, what the kids are vibing. I don't, fuck you, man. Yeah. Hang on. Let's find out. Here we go. So I tend to go over to the NeoGAF for some news. Let's refresh it and see if there's anything worth discussing. Everybody's playing Dragon Dogma 2. No shit. What's interesting today? People still talking about the Sweet Baby thing. God knows I don't know why they're still talking about it. I prep a lot of shit, bitch. What's new video? Jaffe, do you literally want to prep anything? I prep shit all the time. But there's a point when we've been going an hour, okay? This is the kind of show a live show needs to be on the internet. I've decided. At least my live show. People like, is Gabbin' and Games gone? The channel is not gone. The amount of content is not gone. Gabbin' and Games as a live show is probably gone. I'll be doing a game-centric podcast. I might record it tonight or tomorrow. That's for here in the Patreon. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing videos. But when you really think about it, who the fuck wants to sit down and get video game news they probably got somewhere else already, and you don't know when it's going to come up because it's a fucking 2-hour show? Who watches shit like that? Nobody. I don't. So that's why changes happened. I like Bukaki's excuse though. He says, I banned CR3D because I thought it'd be funny. I don't know. Is that right? Sandland got a 6 out of 10, too much sand. Yeah. I look, man, the game, it looks good. And I hear that the anime that just came out on Hulu is genuinely really fucking good. Spaz has never liked you, says CR. He just needed the smallest reason. I don't really know if that's Spaz's. He may not like you. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that Spaz isn't going around looking for any reason to ban anybody. But I'll ask him. I'll ask him on the Discord right after the show. See what he says. Nintendo finally got hit with layoffs. We saw that. Stellar Blade. Okay, now listen. Stellar Blade. Yeah, see, they don't do fun stuff at PlayStation. It's like, you know, it's like when you say you're going to launch it on March 29th, that means give it to me tonight at 9 p.m. But I don't think the Stellar Blade demo is launching until tomorrow at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning, which is annoying. But I'm looking forward to playing that. I want to play that tomorrow for sure. GameStop faces unsustainable sales decline. Good. Fuck you. Good. I hate them. Terrible company. Terrible company, have been forever. Doesn't mean certain employees that work there have been bad, but as a company goes, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Tekken 8, a lot of people love it, haven't played it. What else do we want to talk about? Shadows of the Damned remaster is launching sooner than later. I'm looking forward to that remaster. I never finished the first one, but I definitely want to finish it this time. I loved what I played, and I'm also looking forward to Lollipop Chainsaw because the remaster, because I've never played that except at E3 once, and I never got around to playing it. So when do they drop shit at 11 a.m.? I don't fucking know. When do the Sony games tend to come out? You guys played Rise of the Ronin. When did Rise of the Ronin come out last week? What time of day were you able to download it if you're in LA? Could you download it the night before? Or did you have to wait till like the next morning is what I'm asking you. Suda was at PAX hyping the game. Excellent. Who went to PAX? Anybody went to PAX? I love that PAX has all their shit on Steam now. So I don't care. I don't care if you guys can walk around doing console war shit. I can continue to praise how great the goddamn PC is. Because my God, man, every fucking week there's some kind of little fucking festival on Steam with just all the goddamn demos you can fucking eat. You want to see one of the best sites on the goddamn internet? Look at this fucking site. It's called Alpha Beta Gamer. May have shown you this before. Okay, look at this. All these games have demos. They're not out yet, and they're just fucking, they cover everything, man. They're weird as fuck. I don't know what this one is. Single player pixel art sci-fi extraction shooter. Open beta for this game called Sworn, Dead Man's Hand, card roulette action, Russian roulette. Look at this one coming up. It's just tons. There's just tons, man. I'm excited to get back into Pepper Grinder, but I got to get through Dragon's Dogma first. Hang on, let's see. Get in there. What's taking so long? Sworn is fishing for emails. That's okay. As long as I get a fucking free game. I don't care. Or a free demo. Oh my God, you guys just shut up about it. What? Come on. I don't care. I can't pay attention to that shit anymore. I'm sorry. It's like, I'll check with Spaz. It's a Discord server. I'll get you back in, assuming he doesn't say, dude, look what he said. It's just, my God, who gives a shit? You know, we're chatting here. But I'll look into it. I said I would, and I will. But can I please stop seeing the chat clogged up about it? And yes, if you need to go spend your money on Last Stand Media, which I suggest, don't fucking write that in my chat. I'm going to go there. They have more Good, go there. I'll be on their shows tomorrow. You are pestering me because this is unless you don't want this to be an interactive stream. The whole point of this is fucking, I talk to the stream. Yeah, Bukaki says let him back on, then I'll reban him. Come on now. Look at this one though. Look at this fucking game. Hang on. I want to download this and play this. You can talk, but just talk about something else. My God, does everything have to be fucking drama all the goddamn live long fucking day? Aren't you tired of it? Come on. All right, hang on. I saw Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, I'm going to go see a movie this week with my kid. I don't know if we're going to see that or we're going to see What is the thing with Sydney Sweeney? Immaculate. I got to figure out which one of those I want to see, but they both look pretty fucking cool. Look at this thing, Dark and Deep beta sign up. He said he's going to Last Stand Media, which again, I'll see you there tomorrow. I'm going on Colin's show at 11 tomorrow. He says, honestly, I don't care anymore. I somehow doubt that. Probably going to move over to Last Stand Media. More content too. LOL. Just go. I mean, I don't want you to go and leave our community, but don't fucking come here and post that petulant bullshit. Oh, fuck you, Cosmic Bandito. That's terrible. I like Last Stand too. It's great. Is this a show where people call in? It can be. Would you like to call in? My Twitch channel, I have something over there. Okay, so you saw Immaculate, or you saw Late Night with the Devil. Okay. Yeah, I'll put the phone up. Hang on a minute. Let me open it up real quick. I haven't downloaded that on this new computer yet, so it may take me a second to get it all work. Brazzers? What's Brazzers? Isn't that a sex site or something? Hang on. Okay, here we go. 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Come on now. Listen. 2 Girls, 1 Cup. When I saw that for the first time, you can still find it on my blog, but when I saw that for the first fucking time, and I was like, oh my God, it's kind of like this porn thing, right? Where these 2 girls are in a bathtub. Is that the one? I know one is where somebody shits in the cup, the other girl eats it. But there's another one that I saw when I was at Sony. This was the day, back in the day. This is how it was. We're sitting around at Sony Santa Monica, and someone's like, you got to see this. I'm like, okay. And it was a Japanese woman in a bathtub. And, this is nothing. I'm not worried about what's on my screen. It's just the Google Voice number. You give it to you guys all the time. It's not my actual number. And so he, or the woman in the bathtub vomits, or somebody vomits like into her mouth and she eats it. It's just horrible. It's horrible. And Eddie T, I've seen the One Guy, One Jar. That's insane. I'm not doxing. Oh my God. This generation, stop. No one's doxing anybody. God. Just, yeah. You don't even see the numbers. You can't even see them. They're blocked by my fucking face. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you want to call me, here's the number. Let me put it back. I'm not cranky. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Something bothering me, I guess. 786-3431, area code 619, 786-3431. Yo, you would get fired, CR3D, and you should get fired, but it was a different time. It wasn't like we were sitting around, trying to create a shitty atmosphere. We were, our bosses and the structure that was Sony, no one thought about it. And I'm glad they do now. I'm not saying it was not totally inappropriate, but when you know better, you do better. And we didn't know better. So I was 12 and rummaging my parents' bedroom drawer. I found a VHS Debbie Does Dallas. Your parents must have been the most boring people in the world if that was their choice of porn. I understand Debbie Does Dallas was kind of like the big movie back in the 60s, but it's like, I can't think of anything more vanilla and just sort of, missionary position all night long than Debbie Does the Dallas. What did Mr. K say? I ran a background check on Jaffe. I have his real number. No, you don't. Even if you do, so what? So show up, and I'm like, dog will eat you and I'll shoot you. I don't care until I know who you are. But shouldn't boys get to be boys, though, says CR3D. I don't think boys should be working full-time jobs at Sony. Do you? I think adults should. All right, here's a number. Let's see. Oh, now that number. Okay, well, that's my bad. Let me cover that up. All right, sorry about that. Well, hello. Oops, hang on. Can you hear me? Probably not. Hang on. Microphone. It's Jaffe. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh my God. Hang on, you guys. Oh my God. I really find anything other than OBS problematic. And I should use OBS, but it's so much easier just to go live on StreamYard, but it's not worth it. Let me fix this audio so you can call back. I like the ease of access that you just click a button on this and you're off to the races. I love that, but it has too many limiting factors. Let me figure out how to get my mic back up here. Answer me this question while I'm looking for this. What do you guys think of this format? You like this format? You don't like this format? What do you think of that? Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. Remember, shut up. Oh my God. Microphone. Reset permissions. Yes, use my microphone. Yes. Okay, try to call back now and let me know. What have I been reading lately? I will show you in a second. Let me go get it while we're waiting for who was it? Afterlife to call back. Hang on. Nah, I'll show you in a sec, Robert. Is that true, Ravnos? What's up? It's Jaffe. It does. Let's see if the audience can hear you. Can you just say something? Where are you calling from? Can you guys hear him? Anyone? Can you guys hear? Is this Afterlife Games? Okay. Can you guys hear the guy? I know they can hear me. So if they can hear me, somebody should answer the goddamn question. Okay. Yeah. Let me fix that. Hang on. God damn it, Maverick. Good. Maverick. Hang on. All right, give me a second. Yeah. You are not. You shut up. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, cool, man. Well, I appreciate that. There it is. Vector just slid into the server. And Wallace told you. Well, they can go fuck themselves. I tell you, I got to get that worked out too. I'm sorry, but thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let me get you on the show. Hang on. Okay, we'll put me up there, and then I'm going to share the screen. And oh my God, I want to share the audio, but I don't want to show the screen. Oh my God. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, see, if you do a window, you can't have the audio. See? Hang on, I got this working. Give me a second. I got it. All right, are you still there? Okay. Not yet, but they will be able to hear you probably right now. Can you guys hear the fine fellow? Are you guys able to? No, you're probably not.
I think I just heard my voice.
Hang on, I'm probably showing them the wrong screen.
I did. I definitely heard my voice.
Okay, cool. 1 second though. Share the screen now. Okay, This should work now. Can you guys hear the caller but not see his number? That would be the preference.
Ravenos is in. Awesome Tatum, he hears me.
All right,
Low volume,
we got him. So
audible.
here's our newest member, Vector of the Diet Soda Soldiers. Thank you, buddy. What is on your mind and what would you like to talk about on this glorious December morning?
Well, honestly, I really wanted to talk about white people, but
okay,
you're not talking about that show.
I mean,
I understand.
At this point, I don't know. Give me the high. I won't stay on it because I want to talk games and geek shit on this. But what's your question or what's your point?
Well, no, I'm here to talk both. It was you who turned me on to that subject. I'm working on a video about the whole thing and was digging into it because whenever I talk trash about white people on my channel, my revenue seems to spike. So I figured, let me just jump on the train. But no,
wait. Hang on. When you talk about what on your channel, the revenue seems to spike.
Yeah. So I did this video about Final Fantasy 16 last year at some point. Talking about how people were complaining about that game not having any people of color in that game, and trying to explain why it shouldn't have people of color and why some people are disappointed in that, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of armchair neo-Nazi Klansmen on the internet got up in arms about that, and they put quite a bit of money in my pocket. And it wasn't until because I my claim to fame on YouTube is talking about Metal Gear. I'm a reformed Metal Gear fan who would do deep dives into the lore and do theories and things like that. And these days I hate Metal Gear with a passion, and have dedicated my entire well-being to destroying that franchise. But that's a long story.
I thought Konami was doing that. Do you work for Konami?
I would love a job, messing up what they have. Either way, former Metal Gear fan, and then I noticed that a lot of Metal Gear fans are they're just the scum of the earth, and so to troll those Kojima fanboys because they're so easy to mess with. I started talking about how much I hate their Lord and Savior Kojima.
Okay.
And so there was an issue, some controversy that came up last year. Somebody interviewed Yoshi P, the producer of Final Fantasy 16, and asked why aren't there any people in this game that look like they could be if it took place on Earth. There's no skin color variation. What's up with that? And he gave some bullshit answer, and so I talked about why that's not good for business. And I mean, you saw what happened in your chat when you talked about Sweet Baby. So it was my first sponsorship offer. For whatever reason, I got approached by HelloFresh after I did this video about essentially just talking trash about white people. And I want to clarify. I know I'm ranting here, but I want to clarify. When I refuse to call someone white as a generalization. I do my best to find out someone's actual heritage because here where I'm from in California, you never hear people use the term white people and as anything except a pejorative. And when people call themselves that, it's usually self-deprecating. And and I encourage people to not refer to themselves as white. But when I say white people, I'm specifically talking about people who spread white supremacy on the internet by advocating against diversity, inclusion, and etc. in the media.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that was a mouthful.
It was, but what can I do? What can I do for you, sir? What are you looking for from me? What can I help you with?
Well, so I'm working on this video because I was incidentally I was playing Alan Wake 2 when I heard about the Sweet Baby thing, and I hear people are the people of Sweet Baby Incorporated detected on Steam. They're protesting this game because Sweet Baby was consulted on it. Saga Anderson, they're saying that she represents forced diversity, and from what I've seen, like the people who argued the loudest against diversity, when I did the Final Fantasy video, they were in fact people of color, and they would all start their comments with the same thing: as a black person or as a brown person.
Yeah, well, I mean,
don't
okay, so what can I do for you though? What would you like to know what I think about? Because I hear you, and if you're
right.
enjoying what you're doing, that's fine. I had CR3D in our chat the other night playing Dragon's Dogma 2, and he was like, I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he was like, what is this? Why is there a black guy as one of the aides to the queen or whatever? And
Right.
and it's like, what? I don't what? I mean, it's a game with dragons, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, But but that said, though, I mean, I guess avoid games that are much loved because they don't have black people or white people. I don't fucking know. That was you, CR3D, or somebody said that. I thought that was you. You were complaining about the black people. Somebody, maybe it wasn't you, but I apologize if it wasn't you. But somebody was like, in my culture, it's offensive because this is where I'm from, and nobody in European times that this is clearly based on would think that there would be a black knight or something. And I'm just like, I don't really care. Look at the Cyclops. You can climb on them.
Yeah, what historical Earth country does Dragon's Dogma 2 take place in?
Who knows?
Yeah, so I don't know who said that, but more and more.
But these people though sometimes sound like it's like you're arguing, you're discussing on the internet a topic with a bunch of tenured professors of history. It's like, are you guys suddenly interested in, geopolitical, geo-regional or regional politics? When did this become your special interest?
That gives me a really good idea. Like, what are the names of the 3 ships that Christopher Columbus sailed on, to discover the new world?
I know
Nina,
them. Pinta,
and a giant fucking dragon.
Oh, right? Yeah. You got to workshop that, buddy. Workshop it. I get where you're going.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
You need some work.
Need
some work. All right,
work.
More time in
That's
the oven,
right.
I get that. But I don't want to spend more time on that than need be either.
Understood.
But going back to me being a former Metal Gear fan, you actually contributed to that, and I wanted to ask if you remembered why. Yeah, let me explain. I wanted to ask if you remember something you said back in 2011. I know that was a long time ago, but everyone was talking about Battlefield 3, and EA they were showcasing their tank mission, and you get in the tank, and it's so
beautiful graphics. I remember it.
Right, and everyone was talking about like, wow, this is the future of games, and this is where like the industry is going in this direction, and they're going to start looking at Battlefield 3 as the standard for games in the future. And you said to someone who was interviewing you said like to you it just looks like Battlezone HD, because in terms of gameplay, it's not showing you anything new or interesting.
Correct.
Right. And that kind of opened my eyes at that point, because we're talking, that was 13 years ago. I had absolutely bought into the hype behind the game just by the graphics, but that one statement got me to think like, okay, hold on a second. Like, what, in terms of gameplay, what is actually being conveyed to me? Or is the wool being pulled over my eyes, like by trying to hide the fact that there aren't or there isn't a lot of
I don't think necessarily the wool's being pulled over your eyes. I think, or was trying to. I just think that there are a lot of people that get hyped over graphics, and I can appreciate that. I like pretty graphics like the next guy, but for me, the aha moment was sitting in an E3 press conference. Probably it was EA's, where they were showing Dead Space 2 or Dead Space. It was the one in Dead Space where you first kind of have that free fall. I don't know if that was 2 or 3. And everybody lost their minds because it looked so fucking good. And I remember at that moment just having a disconnect going, yeah, it looks good, but I was here last year when you guys lost your fucking mind over something else. And now that's a bargain bin title. And I'm like, that's not healthy. You know
Right.
what? You know, it's not like it's not like people are going to be loving Dune 2 this year, which they do, and then in 2 years go, oh, that's shit. Right? Other mediums
Yeah.
seem to be able to have a shelf life longer than 3 months. And games do
Yeah.
as well, but a lot of the coverage and a lot of the hype tends to go for the visual stuff. And so I just think it's worth reminding people, if they want to be reminded, that, you know, there's a lot more shit out there in games that make them special that has nothing to do with why they've become so expensive.
Yeah. And I used to get really, you know, up in arms about, you know, like people getting excited for like CG trailers. You see at E3, like, oh, this game looks amazing. And like, first off, they didn't show any gameplay. It's a CG trailer. Like the Game Awards is full of this.
Yeah, but here's what I've learned, though, and I'm trying to get better at this. Here's what I've learned.
Right.
Yeah. I have learned that as much as I thought a lot of people wanted to know how the sausage was made, and a lot of people wanted to understand where they were being bamboozled, I think a lot of people are just like, could you please I work all day. My wife's bugging the shit out of me. My kid's an inch away from being a goddamn serial killer. Could you please let me have this and just kind of believe in the fantasy that the industry creates? And I'm like, okay, you know what? I get that. I get that. I don't want to contribute to it. And I don't want to lie about my experiences in and with the industry as a gamer and a developer, but I understand if you're not really trying to make games, you just want to be a fan. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
I get it. So anyway, well, listen, man, thank you for calling. Nice to talk to you. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Hope to see you on future streams, buddy. Be well.
Oh, you definitely will.
All right, man. Care. See you later. All right, there he goes. Off into the evening, fellas. That is our newest member. I appreciate his support. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's go to the screen here. DEI room. Oh God. Okay, I'm not even reading it. Jaffe, I beg you, let me P Turtle, what do you want to talk to him about? How dare people get excited that doesn't excite? That's not what I was saying, Douglas. It's not what I was saying. I was talking about being genuine and real about things. You can be excited about graphics if you want, and that's fine. But there's a truth there, but not everybody wants to talk about the truth, which is fine. They want to just enjoy the fucking entertainment, which is great. Whatever, Doug. Yeah. Big pile of pancakes. We saw you last night. Good to see you, buddy, again. Thank you for the super chases. Jaffe, it's your boy. What are your favorite arts outside of film, music, games, and literature? Mine's cooking. I'm making simple shroom pasta right now. I love you, bud. I love you right back, sir. My favorite arts. I mean, I like fine art in terms of we were just at the museum about a month ago, and I love it. I love to look at paintings and I was going to say sculptures, but mostly paintings. I really just find them so interesting on a historical level, on an emotional level, on an intellectual level. So I'm a big fan of that, I would say. I love reading. I know you said literature. Cooking, no, I don't have a very sophisticated palate. Although I did like that motion picture with Ray Fiennes. Was it Ray Fiennes or Joseph Fiennes, where he's the chef, and that girl with the big eyes from Queen's Gambit, Joy, she's Princess Peach. That was a good fucking movie. And I like all movies about cooking. Like I like the John Favreau Chef movie. That was great. But I don't really have a sophisticated palate. But I appreciate cooking. I just don't know anything about it. Is there a way to track when a term or word is blowing up online? Yeah, you can look at Google Trends. I am going to get Princess Peach. I'm going to play that after I play Alone in the Dark. Okay. Let's see. What else we got, guys? What else we want to talk about? There's a lot happening in the world today. Did you see this? One of my favorite developers, well, I don't know about that, but they made one of my favorite games called Devotion, Red Candle Games. It was the game that was banned on Steam and everywhere else. You can only get it from their website. One of the best, if not the best, horror games I've ever played. They got a new trailer out for a new game. This is what it looks like. We'll talk while I'm playing it. I don't really know what the fuck it is. And it's not, it doesn't look like a horror game. Jaffe, they implemented baby mode in Princess Peach. Cool. Connie got a new job. I saw that. I was happy to see that. Rob the Mod likes food. I understand. Although, you know, Ozempic, baby, tonight's an Ozempic night. I'm taking the shot again tonight. So I take it once a week. Anybody watch the Oprah special, or you guys are too cool to watch Oprah? You don't like the Oprah? Listen to this. I'll get to the trailer in a second. Eric Lennon in the chat says, Jaffe, you haven't put out quality content in a while. What happened? What the fuck are you on about, sir? I've told you what I did. I told you why there's been a change to the channel. Don't you understand? Don't you understand a goddamn thing I say? And there's a lot of changes in the channel for better. For better. It's going to be a podcast. It's going to have no audiences. By the way, I'm doing a chat with Colin tomorrow, but then he's coming on the show next week. We're going to talk about God. And then I'm talking to the guys on April Fools who did that game, I Love Your Dead Grandmother. And they got 2 more games out that are in that genre, which is just batshit. They're a bunch of batshit crazy fucks who make those games. I can't wait to talk to these guys. I loved My Dead Grandma. Your Dead Grandma was just insanely delightful. I loved it. Will the podcast be consistent? Well, yeah, it started to be consistent, but then my computer blew up. So, you know, I'm a one-man band. It's not like I have a team here. How do I get this up on the screen? I got to go back to OBS. This is a disaster. I swear to God, man. Nope. One of these fucking screens. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Who knows? Oh, I gotta do a screen share. God, somebody needs to make a new one of these. It's better. All right. Here's the trailer. Can't hear it though. Stop sharing. Sorry, fellas. Share screen. Turn on the audio. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Here we go. I mean, that's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm sure it might be great, you know, but I like when they make the scary stuff. That's sort of why I love that team. So, but I get it. Maybe they want to make some fucking ducats, and those things tend to do pretty well. Oh, losing weight. Yeah, no, I've lost about 30 pounds, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Let's move forward, shall we? Oh, hey, back off. I want to show you guys something real quick. Look at all these people. You guys watching the X-Men stuff? People are hating the X-Men, right? You're supposed to hate it. I haven't watched it, so I was not a '90s kid, so I don't have an affinity towards the X-Men, the cartoon. But I know a lot of people were excited about it. I wonder if these Gamergators losers that can't afford Stellar Blade treat as not being able to afford going to the strip club. I didn't skip Alone in the Dark. I will be playing it. What do you mean you missed the times when I was a streamer? I'm a streamer now. What do you fucking think this is? The fuck do you think this is? Jesus. But no, I will be playing that. Absolutely. The wheel spins. You're in the call-in waiting room. I'm not even using that goddamn thing. Oh, Pete Turtle. I don't want to talk right now. I've been streaming for a while. I tell you what. I'll be doing another. All right, I'll turn on the red phone. Fine. I've been streaming for a while. I'll be streaming again on Saturday. I'm gonna. The nice thing about this is I get to do it more often. You know what I'm saying? And then I can still put up the videos and all that shit. All right, I'll turn on the red phone if you want to call. Hey, Benji Martinez, it's good. Not too shabby. Not too shabba. All right, I'll bring him on. Fine. Let me go there. Okay. P Turtle, call the red phone, 619-786-3431. I don't know how my body's looking. I'm just not paying much attention to that. I'm just going, hey, I feel better, have more energy, got to buy new clothes, all that shit. Oh my God. CR3D, do you have a Twitter account? I didn't skip Alone in the Dark. I just said I'm playing it next. I might even play it tonight because I gotta get some footage of Spectre Bowl. He's going to edit me a video with it. Thank you, Warped. I appreciate it, buddy. People disliking the new X-Men are the grifters. They didn't like a villain. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm exercising a little. Not a lot, but a little. More than I was. Hello?
What's going on, Jaffe?
All right, hang on. Let me make sure they can hear you. 1 second, man. All right. Are we doing this right? Hang on a second. All right. I think I can get you on now. All right. Say something, P Turtle.
What's going on, baby? It's P Turtle.
I hear you. What do you want to talk about? Can you guys hear P Turtle in the chat? You guys hear the man? Hang on, let's see if they can hear you. Say something, P Turtle.
It's P Turtle, baby.
They can hear you. All right.
I mean, how many times do I got to say it?
You know what, bitch? Shut the fuck up and begin. What do you want to talk about?
Well, so you're going on Colin's stream tomorrow?
He doesn't stream, but I'm going on his one of his videos. Yeah.
Oh man, what are the odds that you could get me on there?
Not good.
Why? You don't think he knows I exist? I've been calling into your show for like 6 years.
Okay.
You don't think he's heard one conversation we've had?
He might have, but if he's interested, he can
And
reach out and say, Jaffe, hook me up with P Turtle. I want him on the show.
But I need to confront him.
On what?
See,
Why would he
Jaffe,
want that? You know, the last time I did that was with Saltiest Gamer, who I hope is doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while. I know he was having health problems. I hope he's okay.
I don't know who that is.
But and they says, hey, can you put me and Colin together so we can debate? And I asked Colin, and Colin's like, okay, and I got nothing against Saltiest Gamer, but I'm just kind of like, dude, he totally took you to school and then to college and then to fucking graduate school. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, again, I'm an intellectual. He wouldn't be able to do that to me.
Oh, I think he would. I think. The
problem is I have with him is he just fences. I seen he had Melanie Mack on in one video, and he was agreeing with her on everything. And then I seen like another video where he was talking about, well, you guys gotta understand, trans people do exist, and they should be in games. And he's best friends with, Cuckman, and it's like, it just bothers me that you have extreme people out here that are the voice of the people, right? Like me. And then you have him, and people, because the gamers are so stupid, they look at him as counterculture when he's not. He's the culture. You're the culture. I'm counterculture. I'm banned on everything. People need to come to me when they want the truth. You know what I'm saying? Can you understand the frustration?
No, because you don't do anything to build. If you let's be honest here. If you really wanted to be that guy that people listen to, and you really wanted to be that guy that people turn to in a way that they turn to certain people online for their advice and whatnot, then you would be putting yourself out there with your own podcast, with your own, this guy was on my show last night, Kirkland Gray. He's just kind of getting started with this stuff. And he literally was just open about it. He says, look, come on now. He says, look, I'm trying to build my presence. I'm trying to get better at this. Let's do this Marvel Snap thing. And, we did, but, he's out there pounding the pavement. You don't got a podcast. You don't got a YouTube site. I've told you ad nauseum, every time you call, hit me up on the Discord and we will do a one-on-one conversation, because I know some of the audience really likes you and some of the audience can't stand you, but I'll give them a choice of saying, hey, I'm doing a full-on conversation with P. Turtle today. We're each bringing 2 or 3 topics, but you never hit me up. So, the world is filled with geniuses that never have the discipline to actually execute their genius. I think you may be one of them.
Oh, come on.
Well, where's the output, bitch? Come on now.
6 years of calling into your show. I should have a bigger following.
But you don't.
Because you're not doing your job.
Why would I? What interest do I have in building your following?
If you build me up, it will build you up, because I'm a brand.
You're a what?
I'm a brand in the making. I mean, come on, Jaffe. I'll definitely be huge. And listen to this. I find it weird that this whole Gamergate 2.0 thing was going on and your computer just magically died. You sound like an industry plant, my friend. It seems, and then you try to return with, shifting focus to what was going on with Dragon Dogma 2 or whatever. And it's like,
I am more than. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Yeah, PK99 says.
Be honest, goddammit.
PK99 says, put your fake girlfriend on. Listen, let's be clear, because I saw somebody else earlier in the chat talking about, I think it was Masochista saying, people think you vanished, Jaffe, because somebody named Oh No, It's Alex, which I think is this guy who doesn't own a shirt, because every time I see him streaming, I'm like, dude, put a fucking shirt on, you idiot. But anyway.
I got to talk to you about that guy.
But hang on. So let's just be clear. My computer was dead. I got the receipt. So what would you like me to talk about? What do you think the audience is eager to know my opinion on? What more do you need to know about my take on Sweet Baby Inc.?
It's not really your opinion on it. It's the fact that it seems like you're consistent in kind of fence-sitting on that as well. It's like
there's no what
there's crazy.
Look.
All right, look at. Did you just see all the devs at GDC just screaming?
I did.
Went outside to scream.
I saw that. Yes.
You don't think that's something you should cover?
What's there to cover?
That is. Let me tell you something right now. If there were a group of white devs who are bros and were screaming because I don't know, they want more white people in games or whatever, or they don't like black or whatever, you would have done a video on that.
I would have.
You should be for the people. You are the ops. Go ahead. My bad.
But the reason they were screaming was because the industry has been so terrible this year, and there's been a loss of I think now we're up to 14,000 jobs. You think you think the people disagree with the frustration over losing their jobs?
It wasn't just that. It was
That's exactly what it was. That's exact. Go look it up.
Just that. It was also outrage toward the gamers.
Show me evidence that was outrage. I mean, I'm not saying people shouldn't be pissed at the gamers sometimes, but
why should people be pissed at the gamers?
Oh, they're obnoxious. A lot of the gamers online are the vocal ones, P. Turtle, are obnoxious as fuck.
Yeah, we're the customers.
No, you're not. You're some of the customers.
Let me ask you this.
You know who the customers are? The ones playing Fortnite and Roblox and Madden and Call of Duty. It ain't the guys staying up late to get first dibs on, you know, the newest chapter of whatever fucking exclusive first party game from Sony or anyone else.
Did you discuss anything about Xbox and what they said about non-sexy women in games?
I put up a video saying literally about Stellar Blade that I like the sexuality in the game. I think it's awesome. It's good to see.
No. I'm talking about specifically what Microsoft was doing.
Because I'm bored of it. Do I agree with Microsoft? If the story that I read was true, and you tell me, here's the story I read. The story I read was Microsoft or Xbox has some kind of on-high suggestion, demand, whatever, to their developers that we want the women in our games to look like women in real life. We're not looking to create video game females that are just for the male gaze, right? Is that pretty much what they said?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And they
also want feminine men. They want men to be more emotional like Kratos. But go ahead.
Okay, well, I think that's a ridiculous concept. I think if there's a game they want to make and that is the tone or the narrative of the game, I think that's fantastic. I think if there's a tone they want to make and that's not the narrative or that's not the take of the game, but they still think it's a good game, I think that's fantastic.
There are rumors that that's the reason why Stellar Blade isn't on Xbox.
I know that's not the case, actually, but I assure you
know that's not the case.
Because I know that Sony went out there and said, hey, just like with Rise of the Ronin, we need content in 2024 because all our shit's getting pushed back. And you
know Stellar Blade was one of those games?
Well, I know that they backed up a truck of money and they said, look, can we go exclusive with you guys and we'll help you make your game bigger and better. So
okay.
It was originally announced for a number of platforms. So why isn't it also on Switch or I don't fucking know. I mean, I think it's on PC, right? Or it's not even on PC.
It's not on Switch?
Okay, is it coming to PC? All I know is that it was originally announced for other systems and now it's just Sony because they did an exclusive deal. But you can create a scenario in your brain that says that's bullshit. The real truth is because Microsoft got back to him and said, we'll only do this if you ugly the fuck out of Eve, the main character. Sure, you can enjoy that narrative and maybe it's true, but I've seen no evidence to suggest it is.
You don't think with this whole Gamergate 2.0 thing that you should be on the side of the gamer? You don't think so?
No, I don't. Who is the gamer? There's a lot of gamers. Most gamers don't give a shit. Most gamers don't give a shit. Not you. Most gamers are not you. Do you understand? Most gamers are not the ones that are on Twitter arguing about. Most gamers don't know what the fuck Gamergate is. Most gamers are just kind of like, oh, this looks fun. I'll play it and get on with my fucking life.
You don't think the stuff that goes on the internet, the pop culture war stuff, affects the sales?
Do I think it affects sales? I think you'd have to be specific.
It absolutely does. Don't play dumb.
What are you talking about? Which thing?
Listen, remember when Battlefield had that whole thing come out where you had handicapped women fighting in wars?
Well, that was a real story. Well, the woman, she was a real sniper.
What about these gamers that you talk about that? Oh, they don't care. They don't pay attention to this stuff. They probably didn't pay attention to that video until they got word of mouth that the handicapped women kicking ass in wars.
Well, look, I don't. Eternal, here's the truth. Here's the truth. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I know it because you're a plant. You are a plant.
Okay, I'm a plant. I'm a plant, everybody. I wish I was a plant, but I'm a plant.
You should be on our side. Listen,
there's no side, you fucking moron. The only side is, hey, did you play Dragon's Dogma 2? Yeah, was it cool? I don't know. Let's talk about it. That's the side. The side is, hey, are you excited about AI narrative real-time creation? Or are you more excited about Ken Levine's game? That's the discussion. I don't give a fuck about all this shit. Stupid.
This stuff matters. And Jaffe, let me give you advice before I go.
You have been caught up in the culture wars because people make money off of it.
I agree. They do make money, but it is important. You can make money off anything. I mean, people make money making video games. There's money to get made. But let me tell you this, and this is important advice, Jaffe, and I'm telling you, if you ever want to be successful again, if you ever want to thrive in this space, you will take heed to this advice.
Okay, give me the advice, baby. Let's go.
You got to pick a side, my friend. You either have to be on the side of the devs, which you seem to do, and sometimes you try to fence it, or you got to be on the gamer side. You can't pretend, oh, look at me, I'm a gamer, and I'm going to ignore all these other problems because I play the game.
Bitch, you thought you could burn bodies in the goddamn Starfield. I'm more of a gamer than you'll ever be, including if you die and come back to life as the fucking love child of Miyamoto after he fucking somehow managed to have a baby by fucking Ken Levine. You will never be the gamer I am. So sit the fuck down, you fire-burning body motherfucker.
You play like 25% of games. I beat games.
Oh, who gives a shit? I play everything. I'm so well versed. I'm so well versed in goddamn games that I could fucking they could download my brain when I die, and it would be the biggest goddamn encyclopedic knowledge video games ever exist. Sit the fuck down, you motherfucker.
Maybe in how you make them, but not what actual people care about.
What do I care?
What do you mean? What do you care? See, you can't come in and act like you don't care about anything when you cover games. There's got to be some passion towards the games, not just the theory side of it, but the actual part that, you know, resonates with the gamers. We care about the shallow stuff. You try to act like the shallow stuff doesn't mean anything.
The shallow stuff means a lot of things when it's relevant, but how much more do you want to fucking talk about it? What do you...
Every day until they change.
They're not going to change, dumb bitch. They're going to change when people stop spending their fucking money on these games. You think they speak any language other than ducats?
Well, look, Jaffe, I called in years ago to tell you about the whole DEI and stuff like that.
Oh, thank God. I cannot fathom anything more I want to talk about with gamers than DEI.
Okay, we don't got to talk about that. But I am saying that when I did call in to talk about these, you used to believe, oh, well, if it doesn't make money, they'll
That's right.
No, this stuff is funded by sick people, private equity firms that are funding this. It's ethical investing. It's sick and it's disgusting. And you should call it out.
I don't think it's sick and disgusting. I think if you have, look, it's like Kirkland said last night. If you are a private investment fund, then you have every right in the goddamn world to say, hey, if you want us to put you on our investment sheet, this is the kind of behavior we want companies on our sheet to have. And if you don't agree with that as a company, then don't be on their fucking investment sheet. But you know what? If you want to be on their fucking investment sheet, then you clearly have made it clear what side of the roll your bread is buttered on, and it's making money. And until there's more money lost by gamers that you seem to think are massive numbers, refusing to buy their shit based on why they got on the corporate stock sheet, then guess what? They'll keep doing it. But you are also talking about a group of people that complained about Sony for putting out The Last of Us 2. And I said, well, maybe you shouldn't buy it. And that'll send the only message they know. And guess what? Stellar Blade's coming out.
They did it.
Great.
They did it.
Great. And so Stellar Blade's coming out. Maybe what I said works.
I bet you when Stellar Blade comes out, you're going to have some critics out there.
Who gives a shit? Who cares?
You better cover them. You better call those journalists out, Jaffe.
I'll tell you what. When you actually find the stones to call me on Discord and say, Jaffe, let's set up that one-on-one, you can let that be one of your two topics you bring to the show, and I'll talk about it because it'll be one of your two topics.
Look,
but you've got to call
and do that. I'm just more of a, I don't like to do the top. Last time we did the topic thing, it didn't feel organic. I'm the kind of guy, my brilliance, it's just sporadic. It comes out of left field, it just comes, baby. But the whole, last time I brought up three topics, you brought up, neither of us were interested in the topics, and then we got bored and just started making fun of each other for the whole show.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't want to have to go and learn like 6 topics so that we can, ignore them again and then just make fun of each other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not going to work out. Yeah, it's not going to work out. All right, Pete Turtle, I got to go. Thank you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Later,
see you, man.
All right.
There he goes, fellas. Good Sir Pete Turtle off into the evening. Now, listen, we got a super chat here from Dustin Hadid. Thank you, buddy. He says, if you were given a second chance at Mickey Mania today with today's tech, how do you visualize it? Oh, man, I've never really thought about that. Let me think. Thank you for the super chat, bud. I appreciate it. Okay. Darth Nugget, I wish that people would get over saying cringe, because that's fucking cringe, man. Okay. I mean, you know, obviously the art style would reflect the new Mickey stuff, but it wouldn't be side scroller, that's for sure. Okay, if I could do anything, I would do a narrative around Mickey Mouse having a self-awareness that he is no longer really relevant for anybody over the age of 5. And I would basically do a 3D platformer shooter like Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. But in it, it would be like a cartoon version of the classic motion picture from the 30s, I think, Sullivan's Travels, where Mickey Mouse goes around and maybe he kind of in a sort of Wreck-It Ralph kind of puts himself in other, whether they're real games or not. Ideally, they would be, because he wants to fit in and he wants to be relevant and cool. And at the end, he realizes he's exactly where he needed to be the whole time, because he realizes that he brings so much joy to little small kids, and no one else does it for those kids like Mickey Mouse. That's what I would say, other than Dan Schneider. So that would be the way I would do it. That would be my Mickey Mouse remake. Fuck you, Bukkake. I will fucking burn you when you're sleeping tonight, and you'll wake up before you pass away and go, what smells like charcoal on the 4th? Oh, it's me, you fucker. What's Mickey's position on DEI? Well, he's black and white, so, you know, he's biracial. So in that, he's not really that big of an authority on the topic. Fellas, that's been the show. I hope you enjoyed this new format. I'll be back with it at least once more and see if the ratings stay or drop or go up. But I'll be doing it on Saturday. Tomorrow I've got new videos going up. I'm going to be streaming a game this week too. I don't know if it'll be Dragon's Dogma, Alone in the Dark. But we'll see where it goes. Anyway, thank you for the super chats. Members, thank you for supporting the show. Mods, thank you for keeping the show on track. CR3D, if you're still watching, I will check with Spaz tonight or tomorrow, and I'll see what the hell's going on. I'm not saying he was wrong to ban you. I don't fucking know. What's new video game says, are we still chatting tonight? Oh, shit. Are you the guy who emailed me in about Thursday? Were we doing that tonight? I guess I can come over and do that. Yeah. Didn't you go live at 5? I could have sworn we didn't set a time, but if we did, that's my bad. What do we got? It's 6:30. Are you guys live right now? If you're live, I'll go get some water, eat something real quick, and I'll come on your show. It's Kirk David. Kirk David. Who is Kirk David? Who is Kirk David? Why? I apologize, man. I have so many things, commitments. Refresh my memory. What are we talking about tonight? What's new video games? What are we doing? This is my life. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I know I'm David. Oh, you're Kirk, David. And what does Kirk do? How do I know you? Are you Captain Kirk? What are we talking about? Where would I find this communication? Kirk David of the Florida Davids. That's right, Rob the Mod. Kirkland Gray? Oh. Well, Kirk. Don't call yourself Kirk like we're buddy, but get on the fucking show, you moron. Hang on here. I was sending you an invite right now. Hang on. Let's have the conversation with everybody else. How about that? Okay. In fact, I'll let you take over the chat while I go get a drink. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put this in the chat right now. Kirkland Gray. Kirk. Like I'm supposed to know what the fuck that is. It's in the chat. Click on that and come on in, baby. And then I'll put you up while I go get a drink. Jaffe will post his schedule. Fuck you. You break out my Rolodex of Kirks. I don't know, Mutant Mo, when the Stellar Booty demo is. It's tomorrow, but is that 9 p.m. tonight, or is that tomorrow at like 2? Who the fuck knows, man? I certainly don't. Yes, Mr. K. This is the nerd, but he's a very smart guy. Let's be clear. He's a very articulate, smart individual. But have I talked about dragging pawns, calling the player gay? I haven't had that happen. And are they calling someone gay in an insulting way, like being gay is a bad thing? Or are they just acknowledging, oh, I think you may be homosexual? If it's the latter, who cares? If they're doing it as an insult, then that would be really bad. But I don't know what you're talking about. I do know that I was running around last night in the game, and I think my main companion or pawn or whatever said something like being women strong or something like that. And I looked around, I'm like, oh, I had all women in my party, and I play a woman. I always play women in games where I can see my character. So if it's like that, if it's like you're a dude, and you have other dudes in your party and they say, oh, this is a sausage fest, you like that, Arisen? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if they're saying it's mean, they suggest the player is gay if he has an all-male group of pawns and something got mad at it. I don't understand someone got mad at it. Well, I don't care. I mean, that's not saying. I think people who think calling someone or acknowledging someone being gay is an insult are probably homophobic in their own right. Because who cares if someone's gay or not? That sounds like a old motherfucking person. All right, where's good Sir Kirkland? Oh, it's Kirk. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I'm gonna go get a Coke. You take over. I'll be back in a minute. Ah! Look at that. The whole fucking microphone just fell. Hang on.
This guy, I don't even. What's up, guys? I don't even. My hair's not even.
Oh,
like
Jesus,
messed
don't
up.
Be a fucking man. Who gives a shit about your hair?
Did people like the? Did people like you thirsting over Dazzler on Twitter?
I don't know. Let me go check. I'll check. Let me get this thing fixed.
Oh my god.
Well, talk, goddammit. Say something.
What? The people they're talking about being gay. I don't know what to say to that.
Who gives a shit? Talk about something else. Talk about whatever you want. Punt, motherfucker.
Rise of the Ronin's really good. Ravenos, honestly, your name sounds really familiar. Oh, are you the guy that was like, I'm bored, and then you just like posted a bunch of controversial stuff that I didn't respond to? Juggle something? All right. My phone, the Xbox, my Xbox controller, my PlayStation controller. Da, 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 da. What's up? Mutant Mo. That's right. You were here yesterday. What's up, man? No, I'm not fine. My hair looks awful. Yeah, I think one of those I was gonna respond to it. I might take the bait on one of those. Yeah, I'm Kirk David. P Turtle so what's gonna happen to me? Like what's in store for me on this roller coaster? Is he gonna like P Diddy me? Is that what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen here?
So what are we talking about, fellas?
Apparently you used to be butt buddies with P Turtle, and then that didn't work out or something.
I don't know what that. Butt buddies, like we were having a sexy time.
I don't know.
I don't know. Never met the guy.
The dog is hungry.
What's that?
The dog is hungry.
I'll get him inside. I'm almost done.
He doesn't have any. I don't know where his food is.
Oh, it's by the door. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Jaffe, this Kirk dude is killing the ratings. Fuck you.
Maybe.
Kirk
I mean, I don't need
just...
to be here. Like,
I didn't know we were talking tonight. Okay, so you want to talk about...
What do you mean? Like, you say stuff, and then you're like, I didn't say that, but you did.
I didn't say it. I just probably forgot it.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what you do. You forget that you say things.
Okay. Well, good. Now you reminded me. So what's up? What are we talking about?
Can we discuss later today? Editing right now.
Yeah. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
the show. We did this show last night, fellas.
We didn't. We didn't do a show. We did some interesting other stuff, but I see what you mean now, because you have like 120. You've had like 120 people in here, and we had like half that last night, if that.
Yeah. My audience doesn't care about Snap, but that said,
but
they're
you
wrong
do,
because Snap's brilliant.
right? You do.
I do, but
So do it members only then.
Yeah, I mean, I would look, if you and I were going to do something on the regular, I would rather. I think we had a better dynamic going when the topic was free flow. So
that's fine, and we can do like I don't know why I'm here and like somebody else isn't. Like I don't know.
You asked to come on the show. You said, Jaffe, you reached out to me.
No. I just mean like this is like my third time being on your channel. And I don't know like why I get that privilege and like other people
because you
don't.
said let's chat, but you have a video.
That's how easy it is, guys.
Yes,
just ask him to come on.
Anybody else that wants to come on? Here's the thing.
There's a dude in Scotland who does really good video game coverage. He wants to do a podcast with you, so I'll put you in touch. Actually, he was like, "How did you get with him? He created God of War. Like he's so awesome." I was like, "Oh man, like yeah, I'll talk to him for you." Jesus,
just
man, don't be scared.
Button.
Yeah,
just click it. I just put it up there. Somebody click it and get on the show.
Yeah, yeah. If you want me to come on whenever and shoot the shit, like that's fine. I'll totally do that. But no, I want to do a freaking Snap podcast, and I think it would be funny if we did like a serious podcast that then unraveled later, like at least 30 minutes into the show, into like stupid antics, like you being like, all right, which one of these would you fuck or whatever. That was hilarious. Like that's a really Twitter clip, and I love that.
Look, so when I DM'd you earlier today, I had to click on your profile to hit your DM because I'm like, do I follow this guy? I'm like, he's DMing me.
You
anyway,
do.
And I saw your bio, and it was he, him, but then there was a pride flag. So, are you a gay gentleman?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I was going to say we could talk about are there gay Marvel Snap guys that you would want to fuck? Then I was like, maybe that's why he wasn't talking. If I had to go gay for a Marvel Snap character, let's have that conversation. If you had to be gay and have sex with one Marvel Snap character,
see, this is you're burning content that we could be using.
I don't think it would be Dr. Doom.
So no, seriously, what if we did lives that were not super long? Like I'm not trying to take up a lot of your time, but like an hour, let's say an hour tops. And it's live members only, and then it goes up as a VOD later, which you can edit down into whatever you want to keep and whatever you don't want to keep. Let's say I go on way too long. You're like, I'm cutting like half of that. Whatever. Whatever you want to do. But we do a live to members only because we didn't have any people in for the live anyway. So you get like a little bit of that members like incentivizing like, hey, if you like Marvel Snap, be a member because you get a podcast or the live show or whatever. As while we record it, and we'll put chats up on the screen and respond to them and like whatever. Let me do my thing. Let me do my nerd thing. You come in with I like when the dinosaur moves. I think that's funny. Like I like that if it's like in a yes and type of way of like, do you think this card is good? I don't care if it's good. I think it's funny when I move somebody else's cards and they don't know what to do now. Like I think that's a fine dynamic to have as long as we talk about the actual stuff. And then you can just unravel it like at the end of the show or whatever. And then you can put it up as a VOD, and maybe people watch, maybe people won't, and it'll be the Marvel Snap Gab that's like every month or bi-weekly or whatever. And then you get the Twitter clips with the goofy stuff at the end. And that sells the show of like, oh, you can either be a member of my channel and you can watch it live and be in the chat if you think that this is funny, these clips on Twitter, or if you want to just watch the VODs, come over and watch the VODs. Like, give me views or like whatever. That would be my pitch. But like, I want to do a Marvel Snap show, and like, I don't know who else to do one with. I mean, I don't know.
What do you mean? There's plenty of people who love Marvel Snap.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who? Like, I know people that are huge that like stream it on Twitch. Like, they're not gonna do a show with me. Like.
Tell them that you're a lawyer and you regulate their alcohol. Watch how fast they fall into fucking line.
That's not how that works, but okay. I'm also, full disclosure, like, I think you said law school, which is accurate. I'm not actually a lawyer because I'm not licensed to practice. So the alcohol regulation is not. I don't go to court or anything.
You should
so
get some of that autism because, like that show, the attorney Wu, she's autistic.
You think I'm lacking in that?
Yeah, you should get that, or like Sean Murphy in The Good Doctor.
I think it's funny that you think that I need some of that.
Oh, I don't, because I think it's clear you're autistic because your special interest is absolutely Marvel Snap. Absolutely. You were
My
talking
special
last
interest
night.
is everything, dude.
No,
You...
we could have all died, and an asteroid could be on the way to hit the Earth, and we could have all drank Kool-Aid to die like those people in the cult in San Diego. But you would have kept going on about Cannonball.
Yeah, but I've never had anybody be as rude to me during doing live content as that.
I was not rude.
You were like, "Are you an AI?"
Yeah, because there's that girl going around. Have you seen that company that's basically taking real people, and then you can put whatever you want and they say, and you can't tell the difference between a video clip and them?
Right, Ravenos, right? He kicks it up a notch when I'm here, right? Like, he's totally fine on his own, and then he has me on, and he has to go AWOL for some reason.
Listen, who? You're the only one that has the guts to show up. I put the fucking
that
link
is
there.
Wild to me that you put the link in the thing and nobody comes on.
Look, I give the energy back that is given to me. So here's the link again. Anybody got the guts to fucking come on a podcast?
Dude, where's the dude that was like super angry at me for making fun of him over his woke girlfriend?
Oh, P Turtle. P Turtle will never come on camera.
Wait, that was him?
Yeah, who just called. That's probably one of the reasons I will never ever really take him seriously, because he won't show his face. But
dude, let's debate right now. Dude, he was like, I really take issue with what he was saying, and that's not how ideas get litigated. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, look, come on the show and show us if you're such a fucking alpha. Let us quiver in the amazing maleness that you are, and like we wish we could be you, but you don't even have the guts to get on the camera.
You won't even have to take a bullet for Hell Cow.
I started thinking about that last night, and then that took about 20 minutes, and when I was done thinking about it, I started analyzing it. Did you ever see that episode, the very first episode of the Black Mirror, when they had the government guy?
Yes. I don't want to go there. I hated that.
You hated it because it was uncomfortable, or it was a bad show?
Yeah, both.
You don't like Black Mirror?
You can't say it's a bad show. I thought it was a bad pilot. It wasn't compelling. Like, it was like
San Junipero is the best of all the ones they've done.
Like, it was interesting. Like, it was. I see what they were trying to do. Like, they were trying to basically say. They're trying to make statements about society and the human condition and stuff like that.
Fuck you, Mr. K. Let me tell you something.
You want to talk about my your snap?
Let me tell you something. All the excuses. Warp gives us an excuse. Bukaki, come on. I put the fucking thing right there. I try out co-host all the time, but
I'm trying to remember. I almost want to like pull up that stream and like see what he said, because he was so mad.
Was he talking in the chat?
No. I'm talking about the night that we had the SBI stream, and I came on camera after he had called in, and like his connection was bad, and and then I said, "Oh, that story about your friend who was a girl who got infected by wokeness, and she didn't want to be friends with you anymore." Because that's the problem with wokeness, was hilarious, because you're completely depriving her of the agency to choose who she does or doesn't want to interact with, and whether she thinks you're a douchebag or not.
The thing you have to understand about a lot of these guys is the idea of the word agency. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I don't. Yeah, Pete Turtle,
do it.
You got to call in. You got to call in on the fucking internet. You can't call in on the phone. We got John coming on. Here's John. Look at that. John of Leonard Skinner.
Dude, I love this guy's locks are luscious.
Thank you.
Well, John, what do you want to talk about, baby? What's up?
Guy, is Guy correct? I don't want to misgender you.
No, yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you're not, that's fine, but you're doing it wrong. And I say that as a dad of a trans male.
No, I get it. I just grew my hair out because like
No,
the pandemic and ladies started complimenting me, and I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Dude,
Okay.
girls do like the long hair.
Let's
You
have
look
a real
like
fucking conversation.
who's the
about-
guy
Don't-
from
don't-
who's
wait,
the
wait,
main
wait,
guy
wait a
from
minute.
Foo Fighters?
Dave Grohl.
His name's Dave Grohl,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
this
look
this
like-
girl that I liked had a huge crush on him, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that."
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
I'm just saying that if you are bothered, if you are a person who identifies as female, which is great, the mustache is probably not helping. Is all.
No,
I'm
I
saying.
get that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I need the
dude.
mustache because I don't identify that way.
Just
you
let
know?
people
Right.
be how they want to be.
I
David.
am. I'm just saying that you acting. You think I
Who
don't?
cares
support
about
that?
your opinion on anybody's mustache? Like, shut
I
up.
do.
That's it. That's the confines of who
But
cares
it's
about that
my
opinion.
show.
You, yourself, and you.
What do you think I'm doing here?
Yeah, you
Fucking
started this, not Jaffe.
Vamping. I did.
All right, so John, what do you want to talk about?
But I
Well, I
started
know-
from a place of goodwill.
Bullshit. You're a lawyer.
What? Okay, whatever.
John-
I'm shutting up now.
Don't shut up. Let's see what John wants to talk about.
So I know you've talked about this on like Constellation, or I don't know if you did or not. Colin talked about it on Constellation for sure, but I saw today that Paramount Plus is like removing 10 Nickelodeon shows from their streaming service, and they're just like gone forever.
There were.
And I just wanted to know,
removing the
like, what
ones
you
that
think.
were associated with Dan Schneider, like what Victorious, Cat, and
No, I wish, but no.
well,
They're like
okay, so let's-
animated shows, like the new Blue's Clues, Big Nate,
okay. Well,
like
why are
some
they
newer
doing
stuff like Earnings Call. Like they posted that like revenue is down. So basically, Sherry Redstone, who owns Paramount
Mhm.
through like National Amusements, she wants to sell the whole thing because she's just done with it. And so now they had like 800 employees laid off, like the week before Sony laid off like 900 employees.
Yeah.
So shit like that. But you know,
So you're asking what is my opinion when it comes to companies
Like-
removing, like Warner Brothers did with Batwoman or Batgirl and the
Yeah.
Acme Wile E. Coyote movie and all that shit?
yeah,
You know, I think it's shitty, but you know, like but I'll give you an example. Like at least in the case of the Wile E. Coyote movie, which apparently is supposed to be good, they shopped it around to Netflix and a bunch of other people, and they clearly didn't offer Warner Brothers what they needed to justify keeping it alive versus killing it. I think it's terrible, and I'm sure we'll eventually see it online as a bootleg. But yeah, it sucks. But
I hope so.
I do too. But I mean, you know, I'm not going to get upset about it because, you know, I'm not owed this shit. I mean, I don't have, if I had a contract with these people, I'd say, what the fuck are you doing? Go fuck yourselves. But I'm going to sue you. And I'd call Kirk to do the dirty work. But I got to say though, you know, it sucks, but I'm like, well, you know, companies do things every day that some of them we know about, some of them we don't, that we don't agree with. And eventually we say either it's good enough for me to continue to be a customer or not. So, I mean, are you saying,
sure.
I mean, I get that someone's upset because it's like, how dare you take away content that people worked on just for your, you know, your stockholders, right? But
Right.
every decision, including the fact that we have entertainment that we like, is a direct result of them trying to please their stockholders in order to get the quarterly report up beyond where it was the year before. So, I mean, that's what you get when you feast at that particular restaurant. So
For sure.
the good and the bad. So it's hard to get too upset about it. It's annoying, but I'd rather talk about how do we take down and change and keep the good parts of capitalism and get rid of the parts of capitalism that are absolutely destroying the human race. That's a good conversation, but this is just a tiny little teeny side effect of a much bigger problem.
Yeah, and I've been so I was an intern at Nick Animation last summer, not live action, so I don't know anything about the Dan Schneider stuff.
But you've
a bunch
watched
of
the
people have been coming in
documentary,
for it. No, because I don't have HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Just because,
Yeah.
well, you know, like you're saying,
Valid.
is it a service I want to pay for? And the answer
Right.
is no, because
Yeah,
they
that's
get
fair.
rid of a ton of stuff that
Okay.
I was in the middle of watching, you know?
Understood. Okay.
So, where was I going? Yeah, so they removed this show called Big Nate, and my supervisor was like the EIC on that show, the executive
Okay.
in charge on it. I as an intern, I was like in these meetings where like we were reviewing storyboards and animatics and things. So I didn't like work on it, but I was like there watching people work on it and learning from like seeing people work on it. And like this show was like, it's just a lot of people's lives. And because like running a show, much like developing a game, is like that's your whole life for like when it's going on. And then now it's just like it's all gone because there's not like physical versions of Big Nate, and it's not streaming anywhere. Season 2 is on TV on the Nick channel, but if you want to watch season 1, like you better hope you catch a rerun and record it.
I mean, but that I yes, I
and
hear
like
you. And that's
my point. Sorry, I forgot where I was going with it, but like my point on it is like it is really easy for like people like us in our circles to get really upset about it. But do you think? Because like this big problem didn't really start happening until like I've recently graduated college, and so now it's like, okay, I worked really hard like through high school and college to work in like this industry, and it seems like the bottom is kind of just falling out on the whole thing.
Yeah, the bottom is falling out on a lot, not just that industry, but the creative industry, and I think it's fascinatingly, horrifyingly, wonderful, terrible. It's everything. Where, you know, if you look at Sora AI, I watch, you know, a lot of people when I've seen text to, and this will get back to what you're saying, I'm not derailing, but when I watch text to video from Sora AI, usually is like, okay, it's cool looking, but there's no story there. It's not, I don't want to watch this. And then they released a batch of videos yesterday that were made by people from Hollywood, or filmmaking all over the world or whatever, that were storytellers. And they said, what can you do with this? And there was this one group that put up like a short film, like a minute and a half. Maybe it was called Shy Boy, but it was about this guy, but his head was a balloon. And it was about how he dealt with the fact that his head is a balloon. And it was a genuinely interesting little minute and a half short film. And I was like, okay, it's over for people who are actually grips and gaffers and animators and this and that and the other, because those people have been necessary for the longest time to be able to visually express a writer's story. And now we're not going to need that anymore. So it's not just the bottoms dropping out of like the way the streaming industry was working, but it's all of this stuff it's been highly disruptive, and I think it's going to be amazing. But you know, it's going to come like any revolution with a lot of, you know, pain for people. But I never expected anything from these companies. Like even with Sony, you know, I thought God of War was mine. I thought Twisted Metal was mine in terms of the way I approached the work. But I wasn't a moron. People are like, are you mad? Are you going to sue Sony for the rights to Twisted Metal? And like, no. They paid my health insurance. They paid my salary. They let me do what the fuck I wanted for a long time. And then we parted ways. And I never was under any disillusion that they owed me anything other than the deal that I made with them. So for me, I've always had that mindset. But I do think, I don't know about your generation. I don't know how old you are, but how old are you?
24.
Okay, so I think your generation has come up being more aware of the fact that these companies don't really give a shit about you. Like you weren't sold a bill of goods like maybe the millennials were, that, hey, this is my family and I'm going to stay here my whole career. You guys in your generation know good and well that's horseshit, right?
I think it depends because like for me, I'm from Kentucky. And so I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, which is like pretty split between like conservative and liberal in that way. So there's still like even in my high school, there was like a divide between people that were like, I was in high school when Trump got elected, and just like there was a divide during that election, which is kind of crazy to think about because the guy's a moron. But
I think so.
I think what really has accelerated all of it was just COVID and like 2020 and George Floyd protests and things like that, because like that was like a span of a few months where it just became very clear that they didn't give a shit about us, you know?
Oh yeah.
Whereas like I was like, there were a lot of people that I knew that were conservative, and they were conservative, libertarian, whatever, and they were my age, and they still felt like this way that like their parents had brought them up to be. And then a lot of people just flipped like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know then. All I can tell you though is what was Colin's take on it? Was he, I mean, you said you heard him talk about it on Last Stand Media?
I don't know. He does so much, it's hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah. All right.
Forgot.
Well, anyway,
but
that's my take. My take is it sucks. But I don't assume anything with companies. I think they're all I think you get to a level of power when you're running a company like that, and I don't think I would be any better than anyone else, and I don't think anybody on this chat would either. I think that level of power, I don't think we have the evolved enough brain that we could resist becoming corrupt because of it. I just don't think it's possible.
Maybe not.
I would love to think it is, but how many times have we seen the politicians and the CEOs and all them ultimately become these fucking horrible people? And they didn't start out that way.
And it's that, but it's also just the fact that, like, remember when Zuckerberg was on trial and the guy from Ted Cruz was asking him questions about, not on trial, sorry, but he was in court and like,
oh, it's Senate hearing.
The Senate hearings, yeah. And Ted Cruz was like, wait, how does Facebook work? And like, you and I know,
yeah,
but these people don't know. They don't know anything, and they're in charge of us all.
Yeah, and that's our fault.
The same
but
thing
it's
with
not really
TikTok right now.
What's that?
It's the exact same thing with TikTok right now. They brought the guy in there, and it didn't.
With AI, it's going to be even worse.
Oh, fuck yeah! Oh my god, man.
I'm getting to the point to where like I've been on, like, you and Colin have argued about AI for a long time, and like as somebody that also like, you know, writes and like makes stories and animates and stuff like that, I've been on the side of like, yeah, I want human creativity. That's what I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
But now I'm at the point where it's like, I don't know, let AI take everybody's job. Like, let us move away from this whole society, this whole structure that we have right now, because
everybody thinks I say I don't care about it, and they think I am also throwing the people under the bus that are going to suffer because of it. They're two very different things.
Well, these companies that want to utilize AI for efficiency and for production. I think they're overestimating and misplacing the impetus of consumption. Like, just because consumption has always existed, because art has always existed, you know, quality in things like television and like other medium has always existed because we never had AI. There's always been somebody, a human, that's created it. Consumption has always existed. And so they're looking at this consumption and they say, oh, consumption happens and consumption leads to us make money. And so they're like, okay, how do we increase efficiency in consumption? And so they're realizing, well, if we get AI to just make stuff for people to consume, that's more efficient. But they're sort of losing the lead there, in that they're not realizing that if you make a show like Secret War or whatever that clearly has like AI writing and AI, you know, imagery and stuff like that, people won't consume it. Like, people can tell when something is not human made, and they don't like. People like good things, and if it's not good, people don't want to consume it.
Yeah, that's correct. But I don't think it has anything to do with it coming from AI or not. When I
AI is not to the point to where it can make anything good.
When I watched the short film, it was pretty good.
The issue with AI is that, like,
that doesn't have enough.
You have these people. You have these people like Jeffrey Katzenberg who are saying things like, "Oh, with AI, we can like make 10 films. We can have a studio make 10 films in a year instead of just one, and it'll be way cheaper and we'll have more." But the problem is, like, these big executives know this, because I talked to some of them. They're like, "There's too much content. Yeah. Like, you can go pay for Paramount Plus or pay for the Nickelodeon like channel, but you can just go on YouTube and watch Mr. Beast for free, and people are gonna pick whatever's comfortable and what they already know about." Which is why they're like, "Yeah, we're doing a new Ninja Turtles, and we're gonna have this interview where Brian Robbins talks about the show and the next Ninja Turtles movie and like the one after that and things like that," because everybody just wants what's comfortable, because there's too much content. Nobody wants to actually like sort through a bunch of stuff and make a decision. AI is not going to help that.
Getting remade.
It's going to make it worse.
That's why everything's getting remade or redone, because the only draw than anything has that cuts through the noise is big names like Star Wars, James Bond, like Indiana Jones. Like these things attract people. They bring people in.
I think not anymore though, but I think you have to. I think what's great on the flip side is the ability for people to easily put their vision out in the world, and if it's a good one, it doesn't need. I mean, all of the accoutrement around which the gatekeepers rose up, the studio executives, the music executives, all of that is gone. And it's wonderful, right? And so even to the Katzenberg's interesting because Katzenberg, if you remember, had that Quibi thing, if that's what it was called. QB,
oh yeah.
And his whole thing was people want to watch really good short content. And he was absolutely right in the sense that Instagram stories or reels, YouTube stories, TikTok, you know, if it's easy to watch and it's compelling, people will watch it. What he got wrong was most
just
people,
the timing.
Well,
because it launched like during the pandemic and like people couldn't go and watch
value.
it.
Yeah, but they don't, they're not sitting there going, oh, I don't like the lighting. When John calls into Jaffe's thing, I don't like the lighting. I'm not going to watch this. It doesn't mean they don't appreciate those things when they're there. But if you're offering compelling information or you connect with the audience, that will be something someone wants to watch just as much as going to see the new Indiana Jones movie. So I think, to me, the reason I don't get plus by it is because it's just evolution of the way we choose to be entertained and the options we have to be entertained. And we're never going to give up the desire to be entertained and to escape. But if that starts coming to us in a different way, or if it's acceptable for computers to make it for us, then that's life. I mean, that's progress. You know, it's only going to work if Kirkland is right and most people will reject it because it's not good, then it'll be as big as 3D televisions were a couple years back, which is to say not big at all. But I don't think that's the case. I think people are going to go, I'm watching Game of Thrones and in 10 years, and it's like, hey, I really like this character. Okay, the algorithm has determined that you, as an individual, like that character. So on the next 3 episodes, we're going to have the AI take, Martin's outline and what the story is about, but we're going to tell it from her perspective. And it's all going to be AI generated with an oversight. I mean, and if it works, it works. And I think it will work. I just think people are always like this with technology. It's a human flaw or not. Maybe it's not a flaw. Maybe it's good, because otherwise we would just be like doing crazy shit all the time. Like head transplants and stuff,
Yeah.
John, you know what I'm saying, Jonathan?
Head transplants, yeah. That way maybe you and I could exchange heads and you would have some hair again.
I don't care about that though.
Okay, well, if you did, the option's there.
I did.
If you want to trade heads with me, like,
no,
I clicked on this link. I don't know what my information you have, my like IP address, whatever.
I know nothing about you, but I can tell you this though. I was watching a infomercial 15 years ago, and literally it was for something that you could put on your goddamn head to grow your hair back. And they had this testimonial of this guy, and he says, I was in a nightclub, and I'd left my hat in the car. I guess it was a country western bar, so he had a cowboy hat. And when I realized it and a woman mentioned my bald spot, I spent the rest of the night in the corner so no one could see the back of my head. And I was just like, motherfucker, there are some broken motherfuckers out there. It's just your hair, Yeah. People get serious about it. I was serious about it when I was 18. I mean, because I was like, shit, I'm losing my hair. But I didn't. I just thought I was. It doesn't matter, John. How's life? What else is happening? What do you think of Kirkland here? What do you think of our boy Kirkland? You think he's cool enough to let into the pink ladies?
I don't know what that means.
You ever watch the show Grease, the movie Grease?
I don't know what that means either.
Oh, you guys haven't seen Grease? Jesus fucking Christ. Do you think he's cool enough to let into the Umbrella Academy?
I haven't seen that either.
Oh my God, boy. Jesus.
Too much content.
Yeah, there's a lot of content. That's true, though.
It's too much.
Yeah. All right.
Here's
John,
the question though.
Yeah.
So I've kind of had this issue where it's like, I don't know if, obviously, like there's a lot of issues with capitalism, a lot of parts that want to get rid of or want to regulate, you know? But is there like, I also don't know if like animation or video games or movies and TV and all this other stuff can exist in, or can be like created on a scale that's like that big as America does it without capitalism. I don't know if that's true or not.
AI or without
with AI, without AI. I think because I think with AI, eventually we'll get there because AI will, I think, will accelerate us out of capitalism. But it's like, well, China's not capitalist, I guess, but I don't think they're communist like they say they are.
No, they're not. But I'm saying there are other countries that are able to spend a lot of money on their movies. Is what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
America does it. You know, there are not a lot of countries that do it, but certainly China has done it before. In animation, I don't know what the budgets of anime is. Is it dramatically less anime than the same amount of animation as a Western?
It totally varies. Like with something like Demon Slayer, it's like pretty big. Or sorry. They have movies that release in Japan that have really, really big budgets, and they have like the crazy animation, and then the shows get much less budget, but they release the movies to promote the anime, and the movies get like blockbuster movie budget, and the animation in those is like wild in terms of like the fight.
Yeah, for a Nickelodeon show, it's like 100 million, like hundreds of millions of dollars, either 100 or hundreds. I can't remember what the verbiage was on that one when I asked, but it's like over $100 million for an animated series. I don't know if it was hundreds of millions, and I don't know if it was for 2D or for 3D, but it's a lot.
Right. It is. It is. I mean, a lot of it might also be an age thing because, I mean, I was a kid and a young adult that, you know, I remember going to the movies, and if it was a Julia Roberts film in the first 10 years of her career, it was a guaranteed get tickets early, wait in line. And it's like, that doesn't exist anymore. Nobody cares about stars anymore, which is great. But I've seen the evolution, and it's not like we don't have entertainment now. There are literally right now 110 people watching.
I would say
us
DiCaprio.
talk.
DiCaprio,
But he won't get you into movies. It's not like Blood Diamond did well. There's it's not like Killers of the Flower Moon.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You're
Wolf
just
of Wall
naming
Street,
movies that were successful
Gatsby,
that he was in, but they weren't.
There's a fuck ton. That's what I'm saying.
But
like you can't say that stars don't bring people into movies. And if I can give you 8 movies with the same person that all did well, and you'd be like, oh, that doesn't count. No, it's a valid rebuttal of your terrible take.
It's not a valid rebuttal. Let's look at the last Mission Impossible, which was excellent. It was a bomb. Let's look at the last Indiana Jones. What do you mean? Go look up the last Mission Impossible.
You just said that stars don't bring people to the movies, and I said Leonardo DiCaprio brings people to the movies, and you just dismissed it out of hand with nothing to back it up. And I can give you film after film after film that did well that he was in. You're not credible debate wise. You just say whatever you think, and you don't back anything up, and like whatever.
You're trying to stand up to the man right now, and you're about to get knocked down just like everybody gets knocked down in the ring when they go up against Becky Lynch. So sit the fuck down, little man, and let me tell you something. If you
should not compare yourself to Becky Lynch. That's
listen. Yeah, it's not the flex I think it is. I know. But listen, if you roll the tape back, I was starting to list movies. I said Killers of the Flower Moon that just came out 4 months ago. It was a great movie, by the way. I liked it, and was nominated for Best Picture. Didn't make any money. Okay, DiCaprio, Revolutionary Road with Kate Winslet, great fucking movie. Didn't make any money.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was Revolutionary Road?
8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, bro. Like, oh my god.
Ninja Turtles came out last year, and it had like a ton of people for like all the villains and all the other mutants, and it made money. Yeah. They were also smart about the production cost though, which a lot of studios aren't.
Yeah, I'm not saying no one cares about stars, but it's not anywhere close to what it used to be. and I've seen it. I was alive for the heyday, and I've seen it
I
deflate.
think if we rolled it back, you might have literally said out of your mouth, nobody cares about stars anymore.
I will roll it back, and I will send you a link where I say what I
would
said.
love that.
Good. But my point is, though, is that stars don't matter anymore. You can have a huge hit film.
How does this man operate? Like, how does he not know that he contradicts himself in the same 5-second clip? Like, I don't understand. Like,
well, show me, where did I do that?
Here's a valid
you
point.
just
I
did
think.
it in a span of 3 seconds.
no,
You
don't
said
do that.
one thing
Don't
and then you contradicted it in the next sentence.
No, you're give me a specific. I only work in specifics.
Here's a specific.
You said I did
And
not
I'm gonna
say
talk
nobody
about
cares
this
about stars
calmly.
anymore.
No,
but
I
really,
did
no.
not.
That
But
was-
really,
did
stars
not
don't
say
matter.
that. I said that nobody does. I did say nobody cares about stars anymore. I'm not walking that back. But in the next sentence, I was giving you a list of movies that DiCaprio did that proves my point.
Kirk,
Sorry.
I think
Yeah,
one
sorry,
thing that
the
helps your
yelling might
point
be-
is
Might be bad. My bad.
I mean, you were talking earlier about how like, oh, people need content that's familiar. That's why everything's remade and rebooted, whatever. A way to like make something new that still feels like familiar enough to get people to go watch it is to have DiCaprio in. So I think that is still a big draw for studios to get people to like get popular stars in it. But you know, like Jaffe is saying, it's not going to save the movie if the movie is like comes out at the right time, isn't marketed well, doesn't have like the marketing research done on it to see
Even if it
it's
does,
the kind of
though,
thing
I
people
mean,
want to see.
Yeah, it's got you know the needle that needs to be threaded to make a hit movie, because there is so much competition, has become incredibly small than it's ever been. And if you look at something like the Jennifer Lawrence movie from this last summer, where she played the girl whose parents paid her a car to date their sheltered kid, I forget what it was called. It was a good movie, got good reviews. She was funny in it. She took all her clothes off in it too. So I mean, she did everything she needed to do, and nobody went and saw it. And that's not because it wasn't good, but it was because
literally using a star that like wasn't in films for some reason for like 4 years as an example of people don't care about movie stars being like Jennifer Lawrence wasn't in a movie since like American Hustle or something like that. Like she hasn't been in a movie for so long.
That really wasn't that long ago.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't think that's a long time
Jennifer
at
Lawrence
all.
has been on a long hiatus from being in films.
Who
5 years is a
other
long
actors
hiatus?
and actresses. Yes.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay,
but
well,
that's fine.
she was in Don't Look Up
Actors are
in
typically in
2021.
movies like every year.
She was in Don't Look Up in 2021.
Okay.
She was in Causeway in 2022, and she was in No Hard Feelings in 2023. Let's look up Leonardo
That's what
DiCaprio.
it's called. I forgot again.
Let's look at Leo. Let's look at Leonardo. See what he's been in.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Of course you're
just
wrong. I'm
completely.
telling you you're wrong.
Stop
I don't
it.
lie.
Maybe I'm wrong just completely, but I wouldn't ever have argued that Jennifer Lawrence has that star pool.
Fine, here we go.
She might
This
have
is-
a long time ago.
Let's go with yours. Let's go with yours. This is Leo DiCaprio as an actor. So let's see what he's been in as of late. Okay. Let's do that. All right. He was in The Wolf of Wall Street in 2013. He was in The Revenant in 2015. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019.
Yep.
He was in Don't Look Up in 2021. So he's made about the same number of movies in the same window, actually a little less than Jennifer Lawrence did. Killers of the Flower Moon was a bomb. Don't Look Up was kind of middling. I liked it, but it went right to Netflix. Nobody knows. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was a big hit. That was probably more for
Brad Pitt.
no, what's the director? Tarantino.
Tarantino. Yeah.
I don't believe The Revenant was a hit. It was a critical hit, but I don't think if you
Leo
go to
was
Box
in
Office
Django
Mojo.
as well.
No, that was his first Oscar, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
critical hit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. It grossed $140 million. A gross total 183 in America. And let's see, it's basically done. It cost 135, so it's made $61 million in profit. So it was profitable, but it's no, big fucking thing when You put Leo in a movie and you're expecting everybody's going to be driving Ferraris because of it.
If stars being in movies don't matter, then why has nobody cared about the Avengers since Robert Downey Jr. hasn't been in it?
I don't understand.
Well, they
Say it
haven't
again?
made an Avengers since.
I mean, they've made plenty of Marvel movies.
Well,
but that's not
your question?
Avengers,
Can you
though.
ask the question?
Yeah,
I
but
don't
people
understand the
cared
question.
about Marvel movies before that.
I mean, even then, before like Endgame and stuff, I feel like
And you could say Chris Evans is looped into that, and I mean you could say
people.
that
I don't think people were super excited about like Ant-Man when it first came out.
They're still not. None of the
They're
Ant-Man
not,
movies
yeah.
have performed that
I don't
great.
know that Paul Rudd has commanding star power. I think people like Paul Rudd, but I don't think people go to a movie because Paul Rudd is in it. I think people go to
My mom does.
see. Yeah, that's fair. Paul Rudd's like a mom actor for sure.
Yeah.
I think that Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans they have star power. Like Chris Evans being in Knives Out was part of the sell of Knives Out, and the other stars that were in that movie.
Yeah, but the thing is though, yes, if you have the right star in the right role in the right movie, sure. But
Why would you not? Like, isn't
Because
that the
it's
goal
not
always?
because it's not what I'm saying to you is I'm watching the decline of this, right? When Julia Roberts was in her heyday, anything her or Tom Cruise or Stallone or Schwarzenegger was in was massive. That is
I
crumbled.
think
for
Stallone and
everyone.
Schwarzenegger kind of started the decline of that
With
because
Last Action
they had
Hero
that
cliffhanger.
feud. Yeah, because they started doing just terrible movies, and people were like, "Oh, just because a star's in it doesn't mean it's
Stop,
good."
Dark Nugget.
Though,
Ryan
they
Johnson was
also-
not the
people
draw for
started having
Knives
a
Out.
lot
Knives Out
more-
made Ryan Johnson.
People had a lot more options now,
Yeah.
and so
Too much
it's kind of-
content.
it's like
Daniel Craig
everybody,
was a huge
everybody
draw for
watched the
Knives Out.
final episode of MASH. That doesn't, and I love MASH by the way, but it doesn't mean that MASH was the best show in the world. It meant that people had 3 choices. But when you give, my kids don't go to the movies anymore. I'll drag them from time to time. They don't want to go to the movies. They'd rather watch, Danny Gonzalez on YouTube.
Saying Looper
Yeah.
made Ryan Johnson is a huge reach. Like, that movie is not that popular.
And somebody
not
in the
even
chat
near
right
as
now
popular
talking
as-
about Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise, but Mission Impossible was awesome. The last Mission Impossible. It was fucking fantastic and you should watch it. But it bombed.
Part of the reason it bombed was because, and Brian Robbins talked about this in that strange interview he did, but he was talking about how you can't just spend like hundreds of millions of dollars on this one submarine scene in a movie. You have to think about, why is the scene here? What does it mean to the movie? Do we need this? What does it add? And then the movie opens with that scene that was very expensive in it, and it bombed.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still a great fucking movie. And what I'm saying is even Tom Cruise couldn't save that movie. Even though the year before he was in Maverick, which was fucking awesome, and that movie was huge.
That's
So-
because
That movie
there's
was huge,
fatigue
yeah.
for Mission Impossible, and there's definitely no fatigue for Top Gun.
I'm sure.
Well, Top Gun's a nostalgia thing that like has been gone for a
Well,
while,
so would Mission Impossible if they hadn't done 8 films.
but they did.
Right.
You know,
So
if I have if I have 100 million, Kirk, and you have 100 million, you can go make a movie with a star. I'm going to make 10 small indie films with really interesting, compelling commercial ideas and hope one of them hits. But we'll see who comes out with more money. Right?
I don't know. I just think you just pull takes out of your ass and you claim, you shout at the top
would
of
you
your
like
lungs
me to
that they're
send you
right.
20 articles that say the days of the movie star are dead? I've lived it, bitch. I'm not pulling these takes out of my
What do I
fucking
care what a
head.
journalist says?
It's Natalie
Kirkland, do
Portman.
you do YouTube stuff?
Natalie Portman literally is the
nothing
head
like
of the
this.
quote.
It kind of seems like you do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get Jaffe to do a
Listen
no
to this.
nonsense
Natalie
podcast.
Portman says kids don't know movie stars anymore, but there's liberation in having your art not be a popular art. That's not the journalist. That's the quote from the journalist who interviewed Natalie Portman about the subject of stars
Yeah,
no
when
longer
was the
matter.
last time Natalie Portman was relevant?
Give me the most relevant star you can.
I'd
Sydney Sweeney.
probably DiCaprio and Robert Downey Jr.
It's
Robert
Sydney
Downey
Sweeney,
Jr.
man.
does not open movies unless it's Iron Man or it's something that plays into his Iron Man brand.
That's fair. I guess you can't really separate him from the Avengers.
Pedro
for all.
Pascal.
He's
Yes.
not opening movies.
Yes.
He's not opening movies.
He opened the last
Shut
of us.
up, dude. He's
Nobody
killing
watched
it.
The last. I didn't say he's not good. I didn't say he's not
He's
successful.
killing it, dude. Unbearable weight of massive talent. They want to get him for
guys don't know what I'm
for
talking
Marvel
about.
now. They want to
You
make
guys
him
don't
Reed
know
Richards.
what I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's not great, that he's not in demand.
People did watch The Last of Us, though.
He might single-handedly
Not because
pull
of
Marvel
him,
out of the
though.
gutter.
No,
because
definitely
they're gonna
not
make
because
him
of-
Reed Richards.
well-
That's what I'm not saying he didn't bring great craft and value to The Last of Us. Of course he did. I'm saying that,
But he
nobody
wasn't the main
tuned
draw. The
in-
main draw was that
Right,
it was The Last
was
of Us.
a zombie
Well,
thing.
He
Let's
wasn't.
put
It
it this
didn't
way,
come
if he
out
was
until
the
after
main
he blew
draw-
up, though. I think it's a little bit unfair to say like it's not that he didn't have at least a part in
I think
like his,
since
in that draw. You know.
I think Kurt, because he's so fascinated by statistics that he seems to think only he has access to. What I will say, Kirkland, is the story.
I love
on
the fact that
Pedro-
you think I'm a numbers autistic when I'm absolutely not.
the
That's very
Pedro
ironic to me.
his star power. I do think it's fair to say that the jury's out on that, because until that guy stars in a movie that's not top, if he stars,
He's
in
a television guy. He's a television guy.
if he stars in a television series that's not tied to some kind of big brand, and it's just Pedro Pascal stars this season on ABC in a romantic comedy about a guy who forgets every girl he's ever slept with. Tune in Wednesday nights.
Well, here's a question. He's going to be Mr. Fantastic. Do you think they got him because they want that draw, or where do you think the draw comes in from that?
He's literally Narcos, dude.
Or,
Like, are you
or the Fantastic Four?
what
Because
are
I
you
don't think people
talking
care
about?
about the Fantastic Four.
David, he's literally Narcos. Like, he's the reason that Narcos is popular.
Narcos is.
Yeah, it shows that you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm yelling again. You don't know what you're talking about. It's evident from the things that come out of your mouth.
All you're doing is naming shows that are good.
This is why you seem like a YouTuber.
It's immensely popular. It's one of Netflix's biggest sellers over the last decade. Like, it was a value prop for that entire platform.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's find out. Number of people.
Dude. Just
who
like,
watch-
the jury's still out on like the biggest star in television right now.
You run away.
Well, we were talking about movies, and I think there is a debate on whether or not TV stars can bring in the same draw that movies.
Yeah,
stars
but
do,
he
you
just
know?
said the jury's still, until he does a show that isn't tied to a very big IP. He has put shows on the map that are not tied to big IP. He has literally already done that.
He has not.
I don't know that Narcos is that big,
You're
though.
just objectively wrong because you just say things.
Then offer me data why I'm objectively wrong. If you know what objectively means, you'd be able to prove it without any kind of opinion. Show me that the show's success, and more importantly, show me that the show became successful directly because he was on it.
Okay, you can't prove that it wasn't successful, but
yes,
like
but what
it doesn't.
I
It
can-
goes either way. So
thus
we're both
the
talking
jury-
out of our asses.
No,
Then are
we're
you
not.
happy? Like,
No,
I mean,
no, I'm not happy.
I'm not
because
happy.
What I said was the jury is still out, because until he stars in a show where now people know who he is, and now he is at that level. I
he is
guarantee you when
literally that
Narcos-
is literally his
when
whole thing
Narcos
right now.
started-
He's huge.
When Narcos started, he had not done The Mandalorian. He had not done The Last of Us. He had not been cast as Mr. Fantastic. Okay. Now, if he does a new brand that is not based on an existing brand, and he is the main star, and it's big right out the gate, the jury will have arrived back in the courtroom and
Wait,
given
but
us their verdict. But
you
we don't have
literally
that
just-
data yet.
What
literally
I'm
just
saying
said
though
it.
is I think that
literally
if
just said that
Fantastic
when
Four
Narcos-
is huge, I think that could be. I think the draw comes more from Pedro than Fantastic Four.
because Fantastic Four has
yeah,
failed
it is
so
a
many
Marvel
times.
movie, but Fantastic Four's failed a bunch of times, like you said. People are kind of waning on MCU stuff, but people
I don't-
aren't waning on Pedro.
People are what?
People aren't waning on Pedro Pascal. They love him, as they should, because he's great. But
You literally said it. He did Narcos before he was in any of those big IP. Like, he made a name
but
for himself
Narcos-
without having.
Narcos was not the
Narcos
Pedro
didn't make him
Pascal-
popular though. Mandalorian did.
I mean, yeah, Mandalorian made him more popular than
Where
Narcos
he wore
did,
a
but
mask.
he was popular because of Narcos. He's the lead. I mean, like, he's the.
Oh,
whole
you don't know
thing.
what you're talking
That
about.
doesn't mean that the show is big though.
But it is big.
Based on what? Compared to The Mandalorian? Compared to Last of Us? Compared to what?
Because I saw Mandalorian, Last of Us. I'm gonna watch this Fantastic Four thing. I forgot about Narcos. I don't know. I never saw it. I never heard about it. I may have heard of it in passing, but never watched it.
Now, Arathizzle in the chat has a good point. He says, just because kids watch short form content doesn't mean stars are relevant. They do watch stars to them. I think that's very true.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is like the biggest star in the world.
Or Sydney Sweeney, like you mentioned. But I think the way they consume them is in a way that it becomes more difficult to justify the budgets of the older stars, where they said, I want $30 million for 2 months of work and a month of promotion, right? If you go get Mr. Beast, or you get Danny Gonzalez, or you get Markiplier, and you say, hey, we want you to be in a movie, they're not going to spend $100 million on it. They're going to do it. It's going to be cheap. It's because that's how he connects with his audience anyway. They don't need to see him against a fucking Unreal 5.x green screen dome, whatever the fuck they call it. But yeah, Darth Nugget says Christian Bale did not make Thor 4 a big hit. Bale is definitely a bigger movie star than Pedro. Yeah, nobody goes in. It just doesn't work that way anymore. It just doesn't, because it doesn't matter. Let's get to a super chat, boys. How about that? We got ourselves a super chat from Thrill Ho 666. Thank you, buddy. For me, it's pretty much an actor happens to be in a motion picture show that I like. I'm not just watching things because an actor's in it. Right. 100%. Like, I genuinely tuned in to the first episode of Girls on the Bus on HBO because I think Melissa Benoist is hot. But I'm not going to watch it for
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it for more than 5 fucking minutes. And it's quote free. I wouldn't have gone out to a theater to see it.
Yeah.
So
I watched The Lighthouse and I hated. Sorry, go ahead.
Sydney Sweeney just put out, what's the Nun movie she's in right now? The Immaculate.
Anyone But You?
No. But she put out the horror movie, and it was like number 4.
That's the one with the Top Gun guy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, like, this week at the box office, it was that ended up being Ghostbusters was number 1, not by much, in terms of didn't make that much money compared. But then you had, it's all franchises though. Ghostbusters, Dune, Kung Fu Panda, and then Immaculate, which is the only new property, because it's kind of like they're rebooting Scream without the stars that today's generation knows, because they know Scream's bigger than the stars. It's the brand is the star. So anyway, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it, Thrill. All right. Fellas,
I watched The Lighthouse, and I hated Robert Pattinson because I was a kid and he was in Twilight, and I was like, that's dumb. But Willem Dafoe was in it, and he's Green Goblin, who I love. So I was like, okay. My brother was like, please watch it, give it a shot.
It's great.
No, Twilight's bad, but The Lighthouse is great. And I watch it, and it's amazing.
He's a good actor. I mean, him and
he is
good actors. I hear
Tenet convinced me that Robert Pattinson is a very good actor.
What's that?
Tenet convinced me that Robert Pattinson is a very good actor.
I think a lot. Look, you seem to like Leo. I like Leo as well, but the guy started on Growing Pains. I mean, you got to start somewhere. It doesn't mean that's a reflection of the talent.
He hates it too.
Yeah.
He hates it when anybody brings up Twilight. Like, he hated doing that.
Yeah, well,
So funny. Well, and Harry Potter, for that matter.
Do people still bring up that like Drake was in Degrassi?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Wait,
actually, you know what? That might have died.
Should do that to him.
Like Gen Z may not know about that.
But
like that might have died.
Did you say Robert Pattinson was in Harry Potter?
He was. Yeah, he was in the
Cedric Diggory.
Oh, I don't fucking. That's for babies. I watched.
He's in number 4, Jaffe. That's all you need to know.
The best-selling game IP of last year is for babies.
Like it is, and like you and me like it is, because you are so easy to push buttons that I can't help it. It's like you're just a gleaming trumpet sitting there, and I gotta press the buttons. You know what I'm saying? John's just like, I'm fucking, I'm chilling.
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm chilling.
There's bigger fish to fry.
He gets fucked anytime he wants. You and I got to work at it, Kirk. You probably go out every night if you wanted, and you're just like, I'm fucking all day. Oh, what's my exercise? Fucking. I don't have to work out. I'm just fucking all the time. I understand. I try to grow my hair.
So we're not doing a snap show.
We might do it. Relax.
What does that mean? Like, I don't know.
I'll do it, but I've never played it, and I'm not going to play it. So I don't know what value that brings.
There you go.
A ton. I'm sure it would be extremely helpful to this venture.
Listen,
You're a true
fellas.
asset.
Jonathan, what are you going to do with this career then now? If you actually do think the bottom's dropping out, and I think you're right to a large extent, as a creative individual, I think the world is your oyster, but I think it's not your oyster in the way that it's been offered in the past. But what is
There's no pearl in it anymore. It's just the rest of it, you know?
Just
yeah,
the
but
icky
pearl,
clam.
I think that's actually quite astute in my opinion, because I think what it is maybe what's changed is the money people would get paid because what they were able to do was so rare. And so now the money is less, but the content is coming from people that are in it for the right reasons, possibly is where we'll get.
Like, I think so. A lot of the people I've met and talked to are. A lot of the people I've met and talked to are still in the animation industry just because they want to be. Like, some of the executives at Nickelodeon are like, they live in apartments with their spouses and they don't have AC because they can't afford an apartment with AC, you know?
Right.
And they're doing like executive level work, which is actually a lot and sometimes really hard, which a lot of people like to act like it isn't, but
yeah, I don't like that, hearing that. But at the same time, though, I do like the idea of the democratization of content creation, and the people who are going to generate it are no longer having to kowtow at the throne of these, A&R people or these executives or these development executives. They're able to go, look, I'm going to speak to my audience. If you like, I think about this woman. I didn't know her much, but one of the guys I worked with, Doge, really liked her. Violinist. What's that? Lindsay. She does like Geek.
Sterling.
Lindsay Sterling. He really liked her. And, she went on that America's Got Talent or whatever, and she got rejected. But she's just like, she went out and she started making videos and started selling shit online. And she's got a very big, healthy, thriving career. She'll never be Taylor Swift, but she makes a living doing what she loves. And she didn't have to wait for a bunch of people to come by and say, yes, you are acceptable. There's great power in that. But, you're not going to.
Is there? Because I think you still have to kowtow to algorithms and things like that. Because the other thing, Jaffe, are you familiar with freebooting and like that? Did you know about like Sniper Wolf and like the Jax Films controversy and stuff?
I like Jax Films a lot. My kids used to watch him. He was really funny. I don't know much more about it than that.
Okay. This is a long story. I don't know how much time you have.
I don't. Let me.
I wouldn't get into that. I wouldn't get into that.
Do a short version.
I'll do the short version. Basically, a bunch of people on the internet just like steal other people's videos and re-upload them, and then they'll do the thing where it's like half the screen is somebody else's video and the other half is like Subway Surfers gameplay or whatever, and that's because that's what people watch. Original content does not work. It does not like get popular on the internet anymore like it used to. When I was a kid in like 2005, 2006 when YouTube was starting, and it was like, oh, I can go wait for Cartoon Network to show the episodes or the cartoons that I actually want to watch, or I can go on YouTube and watch like the Laser Collection or whatever, just whenever I want on demand. Okay. And it's not like that anymore. You can still watch all that stuff, but now the popular stuff is like these 3-hour podcasts, these 3-hour live streams where people are talking about how capitalism will destroy us all.
Talk about Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap.
I don't know how popular they are, but they're fun to do.
Well, or it's just like, more Mr. Beast stuff or Subway Surfers videos on top of other people's stolen content, things like that. Okay. The other thing is like there is stuff like Has Been Hotel, which is an independent animated series, like was really popular, but then it got picked up by Amazon, so now it's back into the mainstream and back into the system.
That it could be. It wasn't Ruby like that. It was like made by just some online.
It was made by Rooster Teeth, and now they're dead. So.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, they got bought as well. But I mean, that's the dance, for better or for worse. Usually for worse. But the fact is, though, that the mechanism exists for people to express themselves and make a living doing it. I think because what did someone like Lindsay Sterling? What opportunities did she have? What opportunities did someone like Colin Moriarty have back in the day?
Well, Colin was on IGN. Yeah.
He was on IGN, but he got there by like guides on GameFAQs and stuff.
No.
Which he just did for free.
I understand. I don't mean that. I mean, if Colin was like before the internet, he would have been beholden to the physical games press, and it was limited, and he would not have been able to build what he has built. And I
Yeah,
think
Last
that,
Stand and Kind of Funny like really rode out on the wave of
yeah.
content is king now. Like you
And that's what I'm
can
saying. So
be
I
this
think that's
ancillary
beautiful.
type
And
of
I don't mean
media
beautiful
thing.
being hyperbolic, Kirkland. I mean beautiful like I think it is a lifeline to creative, articulate, passionate people that they actually can, if they can figure out how to brand it and package it, they don't need to be told yes by anyone except their audience. I that's delightful. I can't say enough good things about it, which is why, maybe AI, to bring it all back to that, doesn't bother me as much, because I think the creatives will rise to the top. In fact, I saw it yesterday with that movie, whatever it's called, Shy Boy or Airhead or something. And I'm not saying it's like an Oscar winner, but it's the first piece of AI content that was written by a human that used AI tools. And I was like, that's pretty good. I didn't think about where the art came from in terms of was it AI generated or not. Or I was just like, I was moved by that. And maybe we're going to become a world of writers again instead of something else. It's like if you can write, you can tell a story. You don't need all the money. You just need the AI, and you can entertain people. How delightful would that be?
Maybe, but with how much content there is, it's like hard to really sort your way through to the top. I don't think the cream of the crop rises to the top
You may
anymore.
not need to be at the top, though. That's what I'm saying. You're not ever going to be as rich as Spielberg was back in the day, but you might have your audience, Lindsey Sterling, and it's like, I have about 250,000 people all over the world that really fucking love my weird animated show about a Diet Coke can that comes to life and has an existential crisis when he sees non-Diet Coke and says, is that better than me? Right? Or whatever.
Which one's the original? Yeah.
Right. And but you know what? I can pay my bills and I can do what I love. And I've left 250,000 people with something that has moved them and brought joy to their life. That's a pretty good life.
I don't want to be rich. I don't think that's important.
I would love to be rich, but I'm just saying that I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that if you use the technique to define success that has been used all these decades in entertainment, with the way entertainment is being made more and more and more, you're always going to come back and go, that's not working. But I don't think.
Yeah, but I think nowadays it's like, oh, I worked really hard on this and somebody stole it and put it on the internet with some Subway Surfer stuff.
Shit. That's different. That I have no patience for that. If people are breaking the law and stealing content, we need to solve that.
We absolutely do.
If AI art is being trained on art that is illegally acquired, we need to solve that. I don't think AI art needs to be trained on that. I think a company as big as Google can hire real artists to create the art that they want to train their AI on. No one should be getting ripped off, but that's totally different part of that topic. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean no, Kirk? Why? Of course. What's bothering you now, sir?
That's fine. I can just be in the minority. I don't have to be loud and obnoxious.
I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
That's fine. I can just be in the minority. I don't have to be loud and obnoxious.
Okay. I stole that dismissive response from Bradley Whitford. He does dismissive okays better than anyone in the industry. It's excellent.
I love the dismissive okay.
O'Connell, are you a bot? I hate to say it. Is it sexist to ask if she's a bot? She's got a beautiful avatar and she's got a female first name and she comes in saying, hello, everyone. I'm sorry. Have I been conditioned, Delaney, to suggest you're a bot? What do you guys think? Is that awful? Maybe she's like, I happen to be an attractive woman and I like the cut of y'all's jib. I didn't like it until John came with his hair, but I'm here now, boys. What do you think? Delaney, get on it. Here's the link. Delaney, come talk.
Is that sexist?
Is it?
I think we have to ask a woman.
Shut up, wow! To me,
I think it's self-deprecating. Like Jaffe assumes that no genuinely attractive women would want to consume his content.
Very few women watching the show. We do get very attractive women watching the show, by the way, but we don't get a lot of them. So when I see them, I go, like, that might be a bot.
Every woman that watches the show is therefore attractive because they watch the show. Actually,
no. Some of them are just plain ugly. But most of them
just served it up. And he's like, get out of here. No.
Say that,
no.
I didn't say that though because I don't find myself attractive. So I'm. It's kind of like I'm
I don't
making
think that's
fun
how that
of-
works.
Yeah, thank God. If I was,
You're like, I hate myself, so it's okay for me to hate other people.
I don't hate myself. Not at all. I think I'm the shit. But I'm just.
Obvious.
Well, why do you think a woman wouldn't come to this chat, Jaffe?
Well, come to the chat or stay in the chat.
Come to the chat.
Well, I think we do get women here, but I think
in Jaffe's head, women come to this chat all the time.
I think a lot of women come to the chat and they see some of these toxic folks in the chat and they say, "Oh,
Hey, only the underage girls come to the chat when P Turtle is here."
Well, that's all he likes.
What is up?
I
dude,
know.
What happened? He was like, "Oh, I'll debate him live right now." Dude, I had it pulled up. I was gonna put him on blast. I was gonna play back what he said on that live, and he never came in here.
We don't need to hear him. It's fine.
I'm so mad. What a coward.
Listen to
what
this.
a coward.
Legends has been a member for 33 months. Okay, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Here's what he says. He says, Jaffe, do you believe it's the era of directors now with movies like John Wick, the Black Panther movies, Christopher Nolan movies, and the rise of Jordan Peele? Well,
there he is. There's P Turtle. Where are you at, bro? You said you would debate me live like an hour ago.
He's been trying to come in. We've been talking to luscious locks of hair here, Johnny.
Oh, do you need to let me go to put P Turtle in?
No, I'm just,
No, you can be the moderator. You can be the moderator, John.
No, yeah, hang out.
I trust you.
But let me answer Legends first. So, I was there with Spielberg and Zemeckis and all these guys, and it was the age of directors then. And then it became the age of producers and brand. I think at the right budget, it's the age of directors, yes. But I think, again, if you look at even Marvel, what did you have? Who was the actress that came out today? Kristen Stewart, and said, I would never be in a Marvel movie unless it was directed by, who's the Barbie director? Greta Gerwig? Because there's no creativity involved. So I think you're right, but I think it's kind of like it's got to be the right budget for that. I think big shit, they don't care who directs the next Fast and the Furious. They don't care who directs the next Spider-Man. Even Anthony Mackie was like, yeah, she's right. Like, there's no creativity. Yeah, he's not a happy man, which is fine. He doesn't need to be. But he does seem like he's really not enjoying the ride of fame. All right, let's bring in P Turtle. Get on in here. Bring your old pedophile ass in here. Let's go, P Turtle. Jesus.
Let me play this back.
Turn up louder.
Let's make it clear. Doesn't make it clear. I need you to make it more clear.
I am making it absolutely clear here. The litigation of an idea is testing the merits of an idea. It is not going after in an organized fashion to destroy a person's career, reputation, and future prospects. I've said it twice. That's as clear as it gets. Secondly, what happens?
What are you talking about? I have no context for
this. Is not P Turtle. The guy is actually like using big words.
Well, then y'all told me it was the wrong guy. That's y'all.
That's not him. No, that's not him.
Yeah, okay. It's the wrong guy.
Oh,
sorry, P Turtle. We don't have any beef, I guess.
Mackie has to
who was it?
The whole movie.
It's not even the right guy, Jaffe. Or I guess it was Chad that said
what
that.
He wants. Come in. Jesus.
Sorry, P Turtle. You're not the guy.
Maybe it was Kuristafa. Maybe
that sounds right. That sounds right.
I don't know where he is.
Do you not remember that guy that was like, "Oh, I had a little girlfriend, and then she got woke on me, and then
that's P Turtle."
No, I don't think so.
I'm telling you,
so.
No, P Turtle's the guy that's like, my girlfriend's about to turn 18, and I'm really depressed about it. That's a verbatim quote.
No. He said he had a friend, and it was a woman, it was a girl, and then she became woke or like became liberal and didn't want to talk to him anymore, and he was oh so sad. And Jaffe was like, I'm sorry about your girlfriend, but like some people change and have different values than you, and they don't want to associate with you anymore. And then I came on and I made fun of him, and I said it was hilarious, and he had a little boohoo little fit about me calling it hilarious.
Yeah, that guy, I don't remember his name, but he's a member. He called in, and he said that the girl walked away from him as a friend because she said, I don't. What he was like all against.
He used it as an example of cancel culture.
Right.
Because he was like, I got canceled by my friend for not being woke, and that's why wokeness is bad.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, oh, so she got infected. They got her. They got your girlfriend. They got her.
Kirk,
the
why
with
can't-
the
why
Illuminati.
can't we be friends, Kirk? John and
We
I
are friends. I just want to do a Snap podcast with you.
You
I told you I would do it.
Yeah, he'll do it.
I did.
I'll come in every
I need
week and I'll
somebody
be
who
like,
at
did
least
you read
know-
the new Ultimate Spider-Man? Jaffe, have you been reading Ultimate Spider-Man?
Do you realize that John's a bot? He's an AI. I've created him using ChatGPT Soro AI.
Dude,
that would be
wish.
amazing.
Dude, I
I'm
wish.
still mad. I'm still mad that you let me go on for like 3 minutes, and then all you had to say was, "Are you an AI?"
Because I was trying not to laugh because I'm like, my God, this guy's deep in the fucking weeds with the goddamn cannonball card.
You're supposed to be excited. You like Snap. You like
love
moving
Snap.
cards. You should have been like, "I'd love to have this card. I love Dinosaur that moves cards. This is a better version of that." You don't have to be an asshole. You just make that conscious decision every day.
I have the ADD.
Yeah, real bad. Real bad.
Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm not reading it. I am reading. There's a new Spider-Man horror comic. I forget what they call it. It's like issue 3.
Spine tingling.
That's fucking good, man. It
is.
It's
That's a
creepy
great
as
name.
fuck. And I'm reading Amazing still. I never really was a big Ultimates guy. I have the first Ultimate Spider-Man back when it was Peter Parker and all that.
Oh
shit,
no,
but-
the new one.
No, I know. Because they relaunched the Ultimates, right? Or the Ultimate
Yeah,
Universe.
yeah.
But no, I haven't read any of it.
It's good.
Does that
I
have
like
anything
it.
to do with the Ultimate Spider-Man that was like in the PS2 GameCube
Well,
era?
it was it.
Damn, that was a good game though. That was a good
current
game.
Ultimate is a relaunch of that universe, though. Correct? The Ultimate Spider-Man game with Peter Parker and who was the guy who did the Ultimate Avengers and all that, where Nick Fury was.
Somebody that has less of a life than I do knows what number the new Ultimate Universe is and what number the old one is, and they can confirm or deny. But that person's not me, so I don't know.
Shut up, chat. I asked her if she was a girl. Who gives a shit? What do I care? So what? There's a million women, 4 billion women out there. I got no issues with the woman, but I asked her a question because I see a lot of bots. I'm still not.
Well, she was
convinced.
apparently 17 anyway, so I don't
give
know
a fuck if
she should
she's
be in here.
3 or 93. I'm not trying to date anybody. I'm just asking because I paid an artist recently who on the Discord, it's a very attractive woman. And I'm like, my communication with this person, that's not why I paid them, but I was like going, this doesn't sound like that person. And I'm like, is that your real avatar? And I didn't ask her anything, but I'm just saying that the internet is filled with this shit. And I was curious. What does it matter?
I don't know what it matters. Why does it even merit questioning? Why does it matter?
Yeah, look at that. Delaney says, Jaffe didn't scare me away. I have better things to do. Good for you, Delaney. You should.
Valid.
Very valid. But
we need more of that in this chat. We need more of that.
Shut up, Kirkland. Now she has a story to
This
tell.
is the guy that wants to start a Marvel Snap podcast.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you. Ravno says now she has a story to tell. I went to a live stream. The streamer freaked out and thought I didn't freak out. I asked her if she was, because that is what has been happening on the internet. Big fucking deal. God,
Jaffe's like,
you
I
guys are so
keep
hard
talking to
out.
all these hot women and they all end up being men.
Yeah, that happens on the internet. I don't like it. But, it's okay. It's, I watched Ready Player One. And
I don't know who my wiener should get big to or not.
No, I don't have to think about that. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. If Hell Cow got me hard, I'd own it. I wouldn't fuck a cow because bestiality. It's not
Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw. I can't imagine being attracted to Ebony Maw, but I'd fuck him if I had to, and if I was turned on by him. I don't know if you could if you had to. You'd have to have Viagra or something.
How would you have to?
Yeah, that's.
Do I not do that when new guys?
What would the
show up?
parameters
No,
be
because
that
I
would
don't
cause you to
notice
have to?
guys that are attractive, other than Trey Trimble. That motherfucker.
Like, go ahead and paint us a picture. Like, describe for us a scenario
and he's like,
where
my
you would
God.
have to insert your
Consensually.
cock into anyone in the Black Order, but especially specifically Ebony Maw, but just any of
of
the Black Order.
I was talking to someone else. What? About
Can
the Black
you
Order?
paint us a picture and like describe for us under what circumstances you would have to?
But Pete Turtle's here. Should we bring Pete Turtle on?
Sure. Yes. It's God. How long has this guy been waiting?
Pete Turtle.
Can you guys hear
No
me?
camera.
Yeah,
We can't see you.
Of course there's no camera. Of course there's no
I don't
camera.
understand. What do you guys want to see a man?
Oh,
for?
you
If I
were
was a
you were
girl-
in that live.
No,
That guy was
we're just
after him.
commenting about how like I'll put my camera on.
Yeah, you
but
got
you won't put
nothing.
yours on.
got
The guy I'm talking
nothing.
about was after this guy. He was in that stream too.
Yeah, I'm
Pete
the
Turtle
one
was in
who
that stream.
sounded smarter than that guy. That guy was taking my rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? He's stealing my
Yeah,
rhetoric.
he's stealing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
All
for
right,
not
let's
you
get
on
down to
camera,
brass
Pete
tacks.
Turtle.
Let's
You
get
said
down
what?
to brass
Why
tacks.
are
my
you not
God.
on camera?
Because I don't do camera until I'm ready to do camera. I say a lot of crazy things, and my regular
He's got
life,
his.
I can
It's
be
late.
ruined.
He's got
I
his.
live
He's
in
got
New
his.
York.
He's got
But
his
you're-
avocado face mask on.
You're
you know, he
afraid
doesn't
that
wanna-
the things you say will get you into trouble, and so you want to hide your face.
Right, I live
And
in
you
New
admit
York.
that.
And if I did come on, I'd come on with a mask. I'd be like Kanye.
I'm
Oh
Batman.
god, I was watching last night the Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart talking about Kanye dressed up like that. It's like, dude, we know
I'm not
it's
wearing
Kanye.
hockey pants.
It's what? I want to bring. There's a troll in the chat.
Bring
Johnny
him
S.
on!
I want to bring him on. He won't
Bring
have
him
the
out,
courage
bring
to,
him out.
though. Johnny S. Here's the link, buddy.
Johnny S, let's do it.
Let's
What makes
go.
you think he's a
You're a
troll?
little fucking bitch. Because he doesn't. He's basically he's like, you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Pete Turtle's a fucking loser. This community is a joke. It's
Oh,
like,
this guy's a troll, man. How
he's a
dare you?
total troll. So let's bring
How
him
dare
on.
you
and let's
call Pete
actually
Turtle a
see-
loser?
Right, he's an
I've
idiot.
never lost
Or
at
he's a
anything in my
child.
life.
If you're like, well,
Never
have
lost.
fun, buddy. Have fun. I get it. I get prank calls and shit.
Even though I do
Um,
respect him. I love when people call us chaos. It's a
Hang
great
on a
thing.
minute. Listen,
wish
I
that
got to go
guy- I
check
wish
something
that
with my
guy was
kid. I'll be
here.
right back. You guys run the store.
Just
Don't
run
steal
it.
anything.
All right, so who are you guys? What makes you guys so important enough to be on this stream? Because I've been calling for 6 years, and I can barely get on this stream.
I think camera helps.
Well, there's a
bro.
reason for that. I think a lot of people are really turned off by the fact that you like underage girls.
17
And
is not
maybe
underage, loser.
It is
is.
quite literally
Not in
underage.
New York. You should move over here. It's
If they
great.
can't send you pictures of their boobies, then it's underage,
Yeah, who wants pictures? I want to feel them in person.
and you don't feel at all creepy about that at all.
Why would I feel creepy about legal tits?
All right, I'm just gonna start calling you R. Kelly. Is that cool?
That's fine.
Okay.
He's a great singer.
How do you feel about
You know
Gotta
the R.
get out
Kelly
of the
trial?
closet.
You know what's so
Put
funny
it back
about
in
you
the
kind of
closet.
guys? You guys come in and
Pete
you
Turtle
virtue
does stuff
signal
in the closet.
and you moral grandstand.
Hide that
And
girl
the
in the
funny thing
closet.
is-
It's not grandstanding because
You
grandstanding
guys-
is acting like we don't have the
I
beliefs
said-
that we do. I really would not
Let me
sleep
explain
with someone
it,
who's
motherfucker.
17.
Let me
Um,
explain it. And
well,
I bet,
I'm explaining
I bet
it.
when you guys get off stream, you go on your computer and you download barely legal porn and you beat
Absolutely
off,
not.
and then you come
Absolutely
and you
not.
judge Pete Turtle because he's living the
Absolutely
dream.
not.
The
No.
stuff that you fap to is my
No.
reality. You are a
Well,
hater, you're
you-
jealous,
No.
and you
idiot.
wish you had my girlfriend.
This is your fantasy, but
You are
yeah.
out of your fucking mind. You are probably.
I'm gonna be honest.
This guy
I'm
is
gonna be
evil.
honest. I think the lovely ladies that I do see, in the act as part of their career, are probably older than me actually. So
in the act.
How
What
old are
act?
you?
I don't need to disclose that.
Oh my god! How
Oh
old are
my
you?
God,
Stop
what a
being little
loser.
baby.
I said it earlier.
Jesus.
Someone say it again.
Well, he's.
I thought you were
24,
asking just
I'm
him.
52. How old are you, Kirkland Gray?
I don't need to disclose that. I don't see any.
How
reason
old
to
is Pete
disclose that.
Turtle?
Pete
I'm
Turtle's a
in
fucking
my
40-year-old
30s.
man.
But
dating
Jaffe likes to say 40s, but I'm
a
in my
girl
30s.
who watches Riverdale.
I think it's
No,
funny
she's
that people
too-
can't figure out how old I am. So like, why would I
I think you're 29.
break
Who the
that?
hell cares
amusement
how
for
old
myself?
somebody is?
You
Why would
asked-
somebody
literally
wanna
just
figure out-
asked. Obviously, you
People
care.
that aren't
No, I'm
pedophiles
talking
care.
about just in general.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want
Good
people
one,
to figure
John.
out how
Don't take
old
any
I
shit
am.
from this guy.
No, I
I'm just
won't.
being-
I mean,
Well, listen. At the end of the
Never
day,
mind. I take
you
it back. You should not have given this guy a platform if he's going to come on and try to justify sleeping with underage girls.
Well, he is
I'm
saying
not
in New York.
justifying
he
that.
says
I
in
didn't
New
even
York,
bring it
the
up.
age of consent.
I brought it up.
Is
That's
17.
fair. That's fair.
And
You
if it
did bring
is,
up.
then fine. If that's the law, he has
That's the
every
age
right.
of consent, and these guys are jealous because they have
well,
expired
what we're-
I think
what
it's,
I'm
I think it's
saying is
inherently
You have
creepy
expired
if you
milk
have a
titties.
girlfriend that you cannot
legality is
look
not
at
morality.
boobies of in a picture. I think that's really, really inherently creepy.
Well, I'm a creep, but I'm a legal creep, and you're a hater. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, you can get your
me down.
milkers. You can
Put me
get your
down for
milkers
Hate
from
Central.
expired titties. I like my milk fresh, baby. When I go to the supermarket,
God.
I make sure my milk is fresh. You get yours expired.
I think for you to,
Who cares?
I think for them to be producing milk, you'd have to get their parents to sign on for that.
Holy
Like
shit.
you'd have to
Are we
get
out
their
there
parents
now?
to sign
Me or Dad
consent
producing
so
or
that
Dad
you can
go
then
golfing.
impregnate and
What
then
is
yeah.
wrong with you, P Turtle? You're telling me you get your morning glass of milk from your girlfriend's bosom?
If I wanted to, it's that healthy. And you take
Wait a minute. You understand that they don't just squeeze it and it comes out.
I
She has
get
to
it. It's a joke,
pregnant.
but do you know that I
Yeah,
heard
have to have been.
Ozempic is like destroying the bones of people.
Yo, yeah.
It's like
I
ruins bone density. Why are you
Yeah.
taking that?
You're a fucking moron. Let me explain something to people who come at me on the Ozempic, you fucking bitches.
That's stuff for women, bro. Go ahead. You and Oprah are taking it. It's disgusting.
For
but go ahead.
women. Jesus
It
fucking
is.
Christ.
Go outside and jog. Go do a push-up.
Bitch, put
Where-
yourself
what's your
on camera
obsession
and let
with
us see
gender?
your Adonis body, and then you can
Who said,
comment.
what's my
You don't
obsession with
even
gender?
have- you don't
I
even
said
have the
that.
courage-
I just want to know.
What?
You're
Well,
saying
my
that's for women. Like,
obsession-
why does that matter?
My obsession is that in society today, they're trying to make it seem like gender is irrelevant. And there is a distinct difference between the two. And I got to
Oh
remind
my
you,
God.
son boys,
So dumb.
all the
That's
time.
sex. That is sex. That's biological
you're one of
sex.
those
That's
guys
not
where
gender.
Sex and gender are different. If you
Yeah,
got
I'm one of those.
testicles-
Oh, I'm one
if
of
you
those
got
guys with
testicles,
he, him in
you
my
are
bio. No,
You're
yeah,
one
I
of
actually
those guys
understand
that
like
believes in
big
science.
concepts.
Is this what you did, Jaffe? You bring me in here to get bullied? Is this what this is about?
You're an alpha. You can't get bullied, right?
That's a fact. It sounds like guys are just jealous because of my barely legal girlfriend. I don't know what it is.
Your barely legal girlfriend is probably like a lady who works at the old folks' home where you live.
I guess if they're only I guess if they're only 17, they don't have anybody to compare your penis against.
Well,
So
that's actually one of the perks, believe it or not. If a girl sees any penis, that should always be the biggest penis she ever sees. If a girl's able to tell you the difference between a big or small penis, she is a whore. So there's that. Second
What
of
is
all,
a whore? What does that mean?
That's
A whore?
not.
a girl that
I don't
gets
endorse
around.
that at all.
Who gives
That's
a shit?
I don't agree
extremely
with that. I also
sexist.
don't
Is that
care.
is that
Extremely
a mean, Is that a
sexist.
bad thing to be a girl who has a lot of sex?
Of course, it ruins your
Why?
value.
Of course,
It ruins
yeah,
your
because
value.
it ruins their value to
Your
me because that's the
value?
only reason that they exist.
Wait a minute. You're
Jaffe,
saying
Shut up,
this.
dude.
I wanna be
Shut
clear.
the fuck
I wanna be
up.
clear.
Get
Turtle,
the fuck
you're-
out of here with that trash.
Turtle, you're saying that if a woman has a lot of sex, then you lose interest in her. Is that correct?
If it's with multiple partners, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Women,
who
if
gives
you're
a fuck what
watching
you
all three
think?
of you, please have
well, I'm
lots
the
of
dude
sex
she wants
so
to sleep
Pete
with,
Turtle
so
will not be
obviously-
interested in
Absolutely
you.
not. I can guarantee you that you're not the dude that she wants to sleep with. You won't even get on camera. Like, so we're supposed to expect to think that you are like an attractive gentleman, but you're like afraid to get on camera. Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, I'm
like if
super
you
hot.
have to dive in that far into the bin, so you have to sleep with a girl who's 17. Okay, that means that you can't get any woman that actually has any goddamn standards and is a fucking adult. It's
Can I clarify
disgraceful.
something?
Actually,
Can I
you should
clarify
be
something?
ashamed of
Yeah,
yourself.
let's do this.
The people in the
Pete.
chat were saying that P Turtle's voice sounds like he's been castrated.
Oh, he's a castrato for sure.
Yeah, because my nuts are in my girl's mouth. Because I get my nuts sucked like a real man. You
Does
guys
That's
someone
what
are
castration
racist.
means.
You guys
You're a
are
real
haters.
man that doesn't
Castration.
date
I don't
real
think you know
women.
how
You date
nuts
little
and
girls.
testosterone
You
work,
guys
sir.
are haters.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
But wait a minute. She sucks your nuts and it sucks the testosterone out through the skin membrane. I don't understand how she does it.
That's
Does she
how
stab
that's
a
how strong
straw
it is.
into the scrotum sac?
That's how
What-
strong it is.
But I mean, that's like you're leaking. You're like a girl. You're like
A real
moist.
woman Darth Nugget is one that's at least 18 years old because anyone younger than that is a girl, a little girl
Oh no! Let me
that
clarify
P Turtle
something.
is
I
taking
called
advantage
in-
of.
I called in a few weeks ago and I was upset, but my girl's 18 now, unfortunately. So, guess you guys can't make fun of me now.
You bought a fucking blow up.
I mean, we're making fun of the fact that you're upset about that.
Yeah, that's gross.
Oh, I mean, it sucks. I don't want to get expired titties like you guys.
Just gross, dude.
Hey, your mom
You're
is still
gross.
a looker.
Anyway, I don't know why these guys are so beta,
Listen,
man.
P
Just
Turtle,
toughen up.
hang on, P Turtle. I just met John.
I bet you suck Andrew Tate's cock every night for an hour, but you like go back and listen to his old
I like
clips
how
and
you
stuff.
I don't even know who that
I
is.
like how you say the word cock. It's like cock. I'm
It
John
sounds
F.
like you're from
Kennedy.
Boston.
Cock. It's like I was on Sacred Symbols or one of the shows with Colin's wife Mika, and she said,
Micah.
"What?" Micah. Yeah, I always get it wrong. What is it she said that we were Craig? We're talking about Craigslist, and she's like Craigslist. What the fuck is that?
Where's she from?
And now
Boston.
you're saying cock.
She's from Boston, this girl?
Yeah.
Oh man, she's a nice looking girl. I just don't approve of interracial relationships.
Of course you don't.
Yo,
Of course you don't.
I'm about done, dude. I don't know if I.
Yeah,
can...
I got a thing
is
saying I
not
got to
the type
switch
of
to
content
extreme
that
battery
I
saver.
do.
So
Hey, let me
We're
just say this real
grown
quick, please. P Turtle, shut the fuck up. Listen, I just met John. He seems like a trustworthy guy. Would you be willing to send John
Not that
picture?
mustache.
Who would you be willing to send a picture to that can verify how good looking you are, where we don't have to see it and show it on the show?
I'll tell you what, and I think I've told you this before. When I eventually do my show, which is coming very soon, as long as the viewer count, as long as I get 100 people in, I'll do a P Turtle review. Now I'm not going to do that gay. Oh no, it's Alex stuff where I'm going to be streaming with my shirt off because
I don't know
that
why
guy's
he
a
doesn't
weirdo.
put some clothes on. I don't know. I just it's like,
Dude, I bet
got-
Alex is like 10 times of an alpha male as you are.
Are you?
Oh,
the
I'm
guy's
sure
To be totally
bisexual.
honest.
I'm sure-
Hold on. I got to say this. This guy literally said in his last stream that he sucks penis.
so what?
Yeah, and he's a confident
cares?
man. He's secure in himself.
probably
You're not
over
even
18.
You're
That's
not
the-
even
is that the
secure
real
enough in
problem?
yourself to go after women who are in their 20s.
Yeah. Oh, so I should go suck penis. That's alpha male. You
At
guys
least it
are.
would be
It's more
legal.
alpha than going after little
my
girls.
God. No,
if it's
not.
over 18, it's more alpha than what you
If
got
it's
going
legal,
on.
baby, it's just fine. Don't get upset at me. Get upset at the
Nambla.
the
Yeah,
people
I
who
don't.
make
I
the
don't care
rules.
if Alex is pounding some boy cheeks. Like it. And by boy, I mean man, like an actual grown adult. But you're over here messing with high schoolers like a freaking psycho.
Listen to this. Darth Nugget says Kirk is a spy for Jeff Grubb. Look, I know they get along. I've never said a goddamn thing in the life to Jeff Grubb. I just know he doesn't like me, and that
Grubb
bothers
doesn't
me.
like me anymore. I'm not sure why.
I think maybe he's sad. Maybe he needs
Probably because
like
you're rubbing elbows with Jaffe. I mean, if he
maybe.
hates Jaffe, and you come
Maybe.
on
Yeah.
here-
I mean, I have been involved with
Maybe
Some
because you
bad
got the
people.
Switch
People
Pro
on the
leaks
outside, I
on.
guess.
Dogs, you get up with
Like,
fleas. John, thanks for
every
calling,
day.
buddy. You got to go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I thought you
can
said
leave.
you got to go.
My phone said, do you want to switch to extreme battery saver? But
Give a fuck what your phone says. I'm talking to you, John.
I mean, if I don't go, I may just cut out at some point.
Yeah.
But that's
If
what-
John's out, I might.
no,
I
Alex
might
got
Oh,
his
leave
really,
because
bisexual.
Kirkland? You're not. You know, when Kirkland's sitting there right now. Kirkland, we need a better name for Kirkland because Kirkland sounds like what you say when you're mad at him, but that's actually his name. You need something like when I
Didn't you say like Kirk
people
earlier
call
in
me
the
Kirk.
chat?
Well, he
Okay.
says, "Hey, Jaffe, it's Kirk," and I'm like, I don't know any Kirks. I
Kirkland
know,
is the one on the top screen.
I know who he is. Yes.
No,
He's
I'm
asking.
He's
He's
the one on the
asking.
top screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kirkland. I don't know. He looks like he could be anywhere from 50 years old to 16 years old. I don't
Good
know
for
what he
him.
is.
See, that's
Don't date
I love it,
cares?
yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Well,
Like,
he
weren't
does.
you, weren't
He
you
does,
saying
'cause
earlier,
he's
like, why do you want to
assessing-
see a man?
He's
and now you're
assessing
assessing
what my
another
value
man's
to him would be
looks?
if I was a woman. That's what he's doing. He's like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
whoa, why is everybody
Yes.
so upset? I was just saying. It
We
wasn't
got to get to the
disrespect
bottom
you,
of
my
this.
friend.
We
But
have
It's like,
to-
gosh, when I can't,
like you,
when I
you
when I
do
can't
look like
tell
you
if
could
these
be
women are
anywhere
50
from
or
16.
16, I just don't know. I just don't know.
Oh, no, you
know,
can
if I'm
tell my
interested.
girl
Look
was
at-
17
hey,
right now.
guys, here's something we can all agree on.
Let's go.
Okay. Johnny S. Not only did he not take the bait and come in because he's a coward, but now he's trying to get in our good graces by agreeing with us about Pete Turtle. Think about that.
Oh my God.
All you
yeah,
got to do
that's-
is call the bitches out.
So you guys are happy that the troll's on your side.
No,
No, what we're saying is
I'm
he's
saying-
flip flopping.
I'm like, what a baby.
But no,
You
what
know,
that
calling
proves
him
is
out.
that I'm a truth teller and I'm in the right when the
Yeah,
troll
you're in
sides
the right,
with you.
Pete Turtle. You're
I mean, like
absolutely right.
you tell your truth, but your truth is like kind of dumb, you know?
Pete
I
Turtle,
tell
if you
the
died,
truth. I'm
Pete
not all this
Turtle-
your truth stuff. That's for
Pete Turtle.
women.
It's what
weirdo
you think
stuff.
is true.
Pete Turtle, if you died tonight, would you be happy with your life that you've lived?
Let me ask you. I'm going to answer that right now.
Good
Do I
question.
sound like I'm upset? When I call it, I'm
Yes.
always happy.
Yes,
sound
every
like
every word you say.
I'm like the happiest person on the planet. I can't.
Well, denial.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm just living the dream, guys. I love it. I love underage girls so much. I couldn't be happier. I just love
Your voice
not
is
being on
really
camera.
high, but
I
maybe
don't know
that's
what you
because
guys
you're
are talking about.
Listen, do you guys-
I'm just living the dream, man.
You know what it
guys-
is? Go ahead, Jaffe. My bad.
Who on this four of us believes in God?
Let's go. You already know Christ is king, baby. Did you
One,
see what's going on
two.
with the Daily Wire and Christ is king?
Okay, 3 people, right? 3 people. I got a Bible back there that I want to say it was Chongo Martinez said, Jaffe, there's the Bible to read the Bible. I said, fine. So I'll go get the Bible. I'm going to open it to a random page and I'll read the first sentence I see, and that is God speaking to us. What is that? How about that, fellas? How about that for service?
Let's go.
What?
That was great.
All right, I think I'm done here, man.
Where you going, man?
What we doing? What we doing now?
What is
We're
your
about
We're reading the
Bible
Bible
study,
at Sunday
baby.
service. Happy Easter.
Bukaki says these guys could all fall in a volcano. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to open it. Random page. I'm going to point.
What
God,
is he
this is
doing?
tiny print.
He's
Let
reading
them
the Bible.
see your zeal for your people and be put to shame. Let
Never
the
mind.
fire
I
reserved
changed my
for
mind.
your enemies
I don't
consume
want
them.
to do a podcast anymore. I changed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, do you
don't want-
need that much structure, Kirkland?
It's
Life
more
is
than
chaotic.
this. Jesus Christ,
Lord.
dude. I mean, like, fuck me. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have to do a podcast. That's all right.
Yeah,
Jaffe, can I ask
I'm
you,
sure
did
you're
you-
devastated.
I'm not. Look, this is fun for me. I genuinely think we are making
Yeah, you
compelling
really
content
you
for
made
90s.
you made it abundantly clear that what I wanted to do was not fun with prejudice.
What are you, 5? So
It's
what?
not- I
That's why
mean-
the internet's great. Because you can, like I said, like Lindsey Sterling, go make your shit that you like. You don't need anybody to agree that it's good. Trust me.
Yeah, you don't
I
need Jaffe
I'm
for
living
it.
proof of that.
I like
But-
working with people. I like
Jaffe-
working with bright and talented
Now,
people.
work with
too.
somebody that wants to do it. That's just
And
not
it's not
Jeff.
that I
Yeah,
don't
but the thing
wanna
is
do
that he
it.
told me that he wanted to do it and then like threw it in my face live.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord,
well,
get
maybe he
some
doesn't like
therapy.
the way that you're like presenting it. Maybe he doesn't like the ideas about how to do it. I don't know. Just like
This is like
Yeah,
a D&D.
then maybe
Think it over.
contribute something to how
Spend
it
some
is
time.
presented.
This is like D&D. It's like, ooh, it's a whole campaign. I'll read the Bible.
Jeff,
Jaffe,
still
now.
the
did you
Bible?
hear about the whole Crisis King thing with the Daily Wire?
I don't know. No, I know
The Daily
that
Wire.
some
You know,
woman
like,
got
so the
kicked off the
co-founder,
Daily
the guy
Wire.
that the co-founder, I think his name's Jeremy Boring or whatever. He went on Twitter and he was basically saying that if you say Christ is king, it's anti-Semitic.
Hang on. Is this the Bible? Look at this. There's a thing
Can I
on
see that
giant
Bible?
footprints.
No,
There's
it's
giants in
not.
the Bible that are real.
I don't think
not.
this is the Bible.
No.
It says
I think it's a
cultural
different book.
background study Bible.
It
If
looks
they're
like my
fucking
Bible.
it's
right
got
giants and
extra
shit,
stuff
I'm
in it.
into this.
So
Giants?
it's got ancillary like historical context and stuff.
Is there monsters and shit like dragons?
Jaffe, sometimes I think you're really smart, and then other times
Extremely smart. I'm wicked
I mean,
smart.
I agree. Jaffe is pretty smart. He allows me to come on all the time.
Listen to this. Daniel Patrick has showed up and he says, here's some money, Jaffe. Read this bitch. David, any comment on Red Bar? I don't know what Red Bar is. Saying he's
Oh, I
launching.
know Red Bar.
Well, who's Red Bar?
He's a guy who does like a night show and he makes fun of like everybody online. He's
Oh,
a
he sounds
Jewish guy.
delightful. Okay.
He's pretty funny.
Okay. So he says
Yeah,
Red
he-
Bar is saying he's launching an investigation into you, like me. He claims he has leaked text and he will read them in detail on air tomorrow. Cool.
Oh, Red Bar is going to destroy your life. He destroys people's lives.
I will read you my text, just a random text. They're really not that interesting. Here's one with my ex-wife. She says, please look at your credit card statement to make sure there are no additional charges and to make sure this person we were talking about didn't use your card for her Apple purchases. I said, sure, be 5 minutes late on the way. She says, okay, I'm on the way over. Let me get my shoes on. I said, Coke over. And then I said, come over tonight. She says, sure. Those are my texts. Good luck, Red Bar, you idiot. But you
No,
just
there's got to be more to the story.
there's nothing. I mean, look, I have no secrets. Not that secrets are bad. People deserve to be able to keep their fucking secrets.
I just want to say,
Darth
Red Bar,
Darth
if you're
Nugget
watching
says-
this,
Darth
Pete
Nugget
Turtle
says,
has
all
nothing
I
to do with
see
this.
is 3 white men ganging up on an honest, traditional Christian black man. First off, Pete Turtle
I'm not
is
black. I'm white. I'm
he says
white.
he's not black. I think he's
I'm a
doing
white
an
man.
accent.
Yeah, I'm a white guy from New York. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm black. But
Yeah.
then again, everybody says I have a high-pitched voice on here. But in real life,
You
everybody says
do.
I have the deepest voice they ever heard.
I think it's on here. You get angry and you get loud, and then you reach these high levels. You get angry because you're talking about things that nobody else cares about. You know.
Oh my God! You were the one that asked me about my super hot underage girlfriend.
We didn't ask about it. We were just talking about how she's underage and you're a creep for it. So.
Yeah,
and then I had to respond. You know?
But you're saying it's not underage in New York. I mean,
no, she's not underage in New York. No,
it's a little weird. The whole thing's a little weird.
Jaffe, let me ask you this. Because the reason why I brought this up before is because I've seen you say if it's legal, it's fine, and you don't like when people judge. I've seen you say that. Don't make me pull it up.
No.
Okay,
I judge you.
Don't fence it, like I said. Don't be a plant.
I judge you because I think you're out of your fucking mind. But
that's fair.
If the law has said 17 in your neck of the woods is legal, then it's legal. They say it's 18 in my neck of the woods.
Are you guys going to now say Jaffe's a creep?
I'm not saying I'm doing it. I'm saying
I don't think Jaffe would do that.
You've given me the approval. If I had a wedding tomorrow, you would be there.
Oh God!
No, we would not be there.
Jaffe and call Jaffe a creep now.
Jaffe didn't say that he was dating an underage girl.
There is a fence in everybody's butt.
I
know you won't be able to have that wedding within 300 feet of a school or a playground.
I live right near a school. It's I can have a wedding.
Somebody tell the New York's finest.
Well, anyway, my girl is 18 now, which sucks, but she is.
She doesn't exist, P Turtle.
She does, and I can tell you're bothered by it.
She's very real, brother.
Right
she's very real. I've got an 18-year-old girlfriend, brother. She's very real.
What accent is that?
You think he's trying to sound like Trump, but it's terrible.
No.
That's what I am.
Good Lord. This guy can
Jaffe, I'm getting a thing saying that my phone is dying, so I just want to say I'm a big fan. I love God of War, Twisted Metal.
I've developed a parasocial relationship with you, John. You can't leave.
I'll be back. Just put the link in like tomorrow.
I don't think it's parasocial. I think it's actually social.
What about what God said to you tonight? What do you think about that?
God,
I already forgot.
Yeah. He is speaking to you, John. That was
what did he say again? He said, "Don't let your zeal of other people."
I don't fucking know what he said. John, listen.
What does zeal mean?
If God is real, then he will love me. He will be like, you know what, bitch? I made you with a great mind, and you used it, and you didn't fall for the malarkey. Welcome to the fucking C-suite. Anyway,
C-suite of heaven.
You goddamn right, John. All right, come back. We'll see you later, buddy.
All right, thank you for having me.
Anytime, bud. All right,
Jaffe. Jaffe, you want to do a Snap podcast live members only and a VOD later one of the next 3 days or not? Yes,
here's what I want to do.
It. I'm down to do it.
He's not asking you, P Turtle.
We're a package deal.
Can you imagine?
I'll tell you what, though. Here's what P Turtle would do.
Mm-hmm.
P Turtle would tell me which Marvel Snap character he'd fuck.
All right, do a show with him then. I don't give a shit.
I'm a Christian dude, but I'll tell you. So I don't know who's in that game, but I would say the hottest Marvel character. I don't really know Marvel characters. Like I don't know, Black Widow.
Yeah, she's all right.
Or Rogue. I remember her from the cartoon.
Black Widow and Iron Man 2. Black Widow and Iron Man 2 did things for me for sure.
You don't want to be having sex.
Now Scarlet hit the wall. She looked good then.
Oh my God, dude! You and your ageist, sexist bull crap. Jeez.
No, but that was her in her prime. She looked very good. I say her,
and she looks good now too.
No, come on now. It's not.
Whatever.
We don't got to lie.
Jaffe, we doing it or not? Because if we don't do it in the next 3 days, it doesn't matter.
Why? What's happening in the next 3 days?
Because the season's out and it's old news. That's why we did it on Wednesday, but we didn't do the show because you derailed it because you were bored. So we didn't put out any content that anybody could consume.
Listen. Here's what I'll tell you. I will play. I'm not even joking. And I did this morning with Marvel Snap because I did appreciate. I'm not doing a bit. I'm not fucking around. I did appreciate your insight and thoroughness when it came to your appreciation, understanding the way you think.
And
about
I can
the game.
tone that down too.
No. Just let me finish my goddamn sentence. And so. I was playing it today going, all right, I do like to play this game seriously. I was trying to kind of keep the audience, engaged. I don't think they were. But that said, though, I think if we do a members only stream and it's like, this is what it is, I'll put it on video demand and I will try for 90 minutes to stay.
Or 60.
60 minutes and then we'll go off the rails. Maybe. I'll do my best, but I'm going to be laughing because you'll know I'm trying. Yeah,
That's
let's
fine.
try it again. Let's try it on tomorrow's Friday, maybe Sunday, no later than Sunday, right? Because the thing goes live Tuesday.
Yeah, we can't do it Friday or we
Can't do it tomorrow.
or
No,
Saturday?
definitely not tomorrow. Maybe Saturday. Let me get back to you because can't do it tomorrow, but definitely Sunday, maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday.
Okay.
All right.
What? So the VOD would be not members only, and you would cut it to whatever you want, or not cut it, or
The VOD would be members only. No.
the live would be members only.
Members only.
Because
Yeah.
we're not getting any live viewers anyway.
Right. Now listen, let me ask the chat something. So this is kind of the format that seems more fun to me. If you've
I
watched
had a great time.
Yeah, if you've watched my channel like today, there have been 2 actual video game, discourse pieces and stuff like that. I still absolutely want to do that on the channel and on the podcast, but the live streams just seem to be better to me anyway. So my question to you guys is, do you agree that this is a better format for the live show and save all the, the more serious stuff for the podcast and the videos? That's my question.
I don't know. I like the older G&G.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm glad I'm on here, but
you got
I don't know. They're just talking to random people for like over an hour. It's kind of boring.
Not boring.
I mean, if you have my personality,
you could
it's
do both.
great, but
You could do both. Like you could do something set up, and then for the second half, like because this is going on 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you could do your old format, and then if you want to go longer and just be like, all right, anybody jump in now. You do that.
Jaffe, I'm telling you right now, I think you just got to stop with the games. That games are dead. There's so much great news out there that I would love to discuss, and other people
Like
would love
what?
it. So many great things. Look at the Tierra's Law thing that just came out today, right? Wasn't it in Colorado?
The what law?
The Tierra's Law, where a trans person can basically evade detection by changing their name, their gender, anything kind of a lot easier. And people are worried about
I don't want
hate
to talk
talking about
about
that
that stuff
stuff.
anymore
Yeah.
because you know what? It's mean to
Okay, well, it
people.
doesn't have to be gender. So we could talk about the Candace Owens and the Crisis Kingsley. That's huge. We could talk about P. Diddy. We could talk about
P. Diddy would be fine, but
everything.
all that political stuff. I mean, like the Ben Shapiro's, the Candace Owens, Charlie
That stuff
Kirk,
is fun.
even people on the left, like those people are like grifters that just like are farming, like they're doing it for money, like
Yeah, we all
or
grift.
they're psycho. Like if they're really actually passionate about it, they're absolutely psycho. But they're taking advantage of people's outrage and people's ignorance to farm notoriety and money. And it's
I mean, that's what the
gross.
news is
And I don't
always
think me
done.
or Jaffe has any interest in doing
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't want people to feel bad about who they are. I'm supportive of all people when it comes to things.
Well, I'm not
like
saying you even have to have an opinion, but you can,
I don't wanna
bring
give
it
it a
up and talk
platform.
about all sides.
Yeah,
Johnny,
but I don't-
why do you think I'm a grifter? I literally want to do a show that nobody cares about because I'm passionate about it. This is antithetical to a grifter.
Daniel Patrick, hang on, I'm looking up Red Bar. I don't even know who this guy is, but he says Red Bar. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. He says Red Bar is live right now. He says he's upgrading the status of the investigation to tier 4. Not looking good, Jaffe. Bets on financial versus
Wait,
sex
is this
crime.
Red Bar thing real? Because Red Bar you think I'm a troll. Red Bar is the king of trolls.
Yeah, he's totally.
He's a menace.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who he is, but he's totally this guy who's calling or this guy who's writing my shit, Daniel Patrick. He's just making things up because I don't.
So
even
let
know
me tell you real quick what Red Bar does is he's harassed. Like Joe Rogan. Like that entire group of like West Coast comedians that he kind of cultivated, and they all got podcasts now. Red Bar gives them all hell, and they all are pretty much terrified of Red Bar.
Okay, but I think he's
And-
lying to me because I can't find him on my YouTube.
He's
So I think
banned on everything. He has like his own show, Red Bar Radio. You have to like go to the website.
It
I'm sure you
can't
can
be
pop.
this.
He'll
It
pop up
can't
on
be
YouTube.
this guy.
He has
be
a
that
nice
guy.
beard. He has a nice beard.
No, I know, but it can't be that guy because he's basically saying, well, it says live, going live. Rock Bottom Podcast, is that him? No, I don't know who these people are.
All right, Jaffe, get back to me about Saturday
Yeah,
or Sunday.
you
I'm
got
not
it,
gonna
pal.
chase you. I've got everything ready to go. You either want to do the
Hey,
show
listen,
or
if
not.
Jaffe doesn't want to do it, I'll do it.
Stop with your passive aggressive horse shit. I told you we'll do it, and we'll
Yeah,
do
but
it.
you
Sunday
forget
or
stuff very
Saturday.
easily. Like
Yeah, I'm a
like
busy
within 12
guy.
hours.
I got a big fucking.
So I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be in your DMs like, can we do it? Can we do? Are we
I don't
gonna
give
do
a
it?
fuck. I'll hit
Because
you
you've
up.
already made fun of me for that shit. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
like this is it. Like
Oh.
I'm ready to go.
This is my last.
I got
chance.
the stuff. I can
This is my
talk about
last chance
Zemo
to
and all
climb
that.
Kirkland Mountain.
Huh?
Alexa, remind me tomorrow to deal with the human who whines a lot at 4 p.m.
The AI.
Yeah, I don't know how to find this Red Bar guy. So if he's real, somebody send me a link. Otherwise,
He's banned
thanks
on like everything, but there should
Well,
be videos on YouTube of like
yeah.
people reposting his stuff.
Controller Sport says, when we talking about Marvel Snap for an hour?
That's the only thing I want to fucking know. I swear to God. You're like, all right,
Kirk,
you guys
do
have a
play
good
any
night.
Other game?
All right, buddy.
Do you
See you
play
later,
any other
Kirkland.
game?
All right, P Turtle.
Oh damn,
At the,
he's gone.
At the end of the day,
It's always been
you
just
and me.
us, Jaffe.
It's just me, you, and me. Daniel Patrick, thanks for the money. He says Red Bar just officially put Jaffe on fool's notice. I don't know who he is. I don't care.
He has a ship of fools. He was
I
harassing.
understand, but he's not talking about me because there's nowhere to find him. I don't know what he's talking.
Oh,
Daniel
you
Patrick.
have a computer in front of you. Check Red Bar Radio.
I just went to YouTube and I see him, but I don't know. It says is
redbarradio.com.
Salted Lands. Is that who he is? That's just clips, man.
Salted Lands.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I told you he's banned off everything. So what you'll see on YouTube are just people reposting his clips.
Redbarradio.net. I think this guy's laughing, lying. Hang on.
I don't know. That would be weird
he's
because
lying.
he's pretty.
Yeah, this guy
He's
doesn't
pretty
know
not
me.
known.
He doesn't know me. But the good news is he's paying me money with his lies, so I'm okay
So
with
he's
that.
probably telling the truth.
Oh,
Listen,
he's not telling the truth.
Red
He's
Bar
full of
doesn't even
shit.
go after big creators sometimes. He'll go after fools, people he believes are fools.
Well, I don't even see him. So
I would capitalize on this. This channel, we got
I
to grow
am
it, Jaffe.
capitalizing on it. And
Let's
I'm
capitalize
denying
on
and
it.
doubting it, so the guy keeps paying me money.
Not that. I mean, in a bigger way, you got to capitalize on it.
Listen
Not
to this.
just for
Ravno says, if someone who is 21 or older has sexual relations with someone under 17, they may be charged with rape in the third degree under New York penal law. Yeah, but she's not under 17 is the thing. Right?
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Under 17.
Well, your
This guy
girlfriend.
wants me locked up so bad. Good Lord.
I don't want you locked up. You want you to know that you're breaking the Lord's law.
Come on. The Lord would like me to go younger.
No, I'm here
But
for
I have to
Bible- I'm
follow
here
the
for
law of the land, baby. I wonder what it is that Red Bar would go after you for, because you don't.
nothing.
you-
He's
you
full
don't-
of shit.
Can I
He's
say something, Jeff? You got a weird channel. It's like you don't
Mhm.
get like many views, and a lot of people come for the live streams, but somehow it reverberates the things you
Goddamn
say.
right.
They'll get
Goddamn right.
picked up on all these big channels, and
Well, I
they'll,
used to be
they'll
a pretty
always
big
title it
deal.
like God of War creator said this.
Well,
but-
I mean, they get clicks because they're put God of War in the title, and they can
Right.
write shit, and I get some new viewers, and it's a parasitic relationship. I'm okay with
It's fascinating, man.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I mean, I try to make the channel more successful, and it's better than it was, but it's hard. There's a lot of competition out there. I don't mind though. I don't mind
I
fighting
just
for
think,
Fighting for
don't take
the
this as
audience?
disrespect here, but I do
Mhm.
think it's because you like to play both sides a little bit, man.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. I don't like to play both sides. That's how my brain is. I feel what I feel.
Well, your brain likes to play both sides, but I do think that that's going to hurt you getting people to, join in and watch,
That's fine.
because
I have
you
no
piss
interest in
everybody
playing.
off except me.
I have no interest in playing a character for people. Like Barbara
to
Streisand
play a
said in the
character.
underperforming film Nuts from 1987. I won't play Nuts for you. This Bible
I mean,
feels good.
Of
I like
course
the
it does. They
pages.
all
They're so
do.
thin. It's like
Wait, so you're going to read the Bible? Why are you reading it?
No.
Oh, so
the-
what the? I thought you just said somebody told you that
The
that
guy
they
in the
wanted you to-
chat says, Jaffe, get this particular Bible if you're curious. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll read the Bible. I've never read it. I know the stories, but fuck it, I'll read it. I don't believe in God, at least not
This
this
Ravnos
God.
guy said, guys, statutory rape has a statute of limitations.
And so I get
So-
it, but it's so big. There's so many pages, and the print is so small that I can't read this. I'd be reading this for 6 years.
So just get like the Kindle version or something.
Kindle doesn't make it shorter.
No, you can raise the font. Oh,
Daniel Patrick
terrible.
just said God of War 2 is overrated, said Red Bar. Thank you, buddy, for the money. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, this Red Bar thing is crazy.
Yeah, I don't believe you, Daniel Patrick. I don't believe you. I dare you to say that again, Daniel Patrick. Okay. Well, I'm running for president as an independent.
Can I ask you something, Jaffe?
Real quick, because I'm going to go. I'm tired.
What's the craziest news you saw today? Because I saw so much crazy stuff, and you don't talk about any of it. What was the craziest
I do
thing?
a game show.
I know
for the
the bridge in Baltimore everybody's been talking about.
No.
Did you see a lot of the conspiracy theories with that?
That's stupid. Let me tell you the news I saw. This is a very sad thing that happened.
Okay. I love sad.
Well, I saw Donald Trump attack the judge's daughter. That guy wants to go to jail so he can basically fundraise off it. It's like, just put him in jail. That's what
Do you think he's going to win?
No, I do not.
You really don't?
No.
Most of the polls are showing that he is, and every time they try to do something to stop
You're
him.
absolutely wrong. The polls are actually showing in the swing states, Biden is ahead. 8 polls came out this weekend. I think Trump basically, and if you actually look at the numbers, wait, hang on. Rob the Mod says, Jaffe, you need to read it to believe. Oh, you don't need to read it to believe. Just follow him without knowing, like everyone else. Understood. No, basically, if you look at the numbers in the primary where he won, the number of Republicans that came out and voted for him were meaningfully statistically less than the ones that voted for him in 2020 or 2016, suggesting that he has really lost enough of his base that are more traditional conservative Republicans.
I know he's lost, believe it or not, he's lost a good chunk of like white males. I think he did in the last election too, right?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people necessarily. I mean, I like Biden, but I think a lot of people have issues with him, and that's one thing or another.
Did you just see where he said he took the train over the bridge that just collapsed?
Yeah, the guy's 81. He's gonna misspeak. I'm not
misspeak.
There's no. I don't think he literally thinks there are train tracks on the Francis Scott Key
think
bridge.
he did when he said it. I think he did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
But even if he did, so what? What was it? Somebody said, I forget who it was who said this today. Who said, I would rather, would you rather have somebody as president who might be a little out of touch, a little old, and maybe that affects his judgment from time to time, or a guy who it was Liz Cheney saying this in an Ohio speech, or a guy who basically wants to sort of, burn the Constitution.
I don't see how Trump's wanting to burn the Constitution.
He literally has said it. But anyway, I don't want to get into politics. Cantankerous, thank you, buddy. 21 months. I really appreciate that, buddy. He says, game stuff. Have you tried Balatro? If so, what did you think? You goddamn right. I tried it. I bought it. I played the demo. And then I bought the game. It's delightful. I've been spending more time with Dragon's Dogma 2 as of late, but yes, it is an excellent game. If you don't know what he's talking about, it is poker, but it is poker wrapped up in a rogue-like meta. So it's not like a dungeon crawler. It looks like poker, but you're able to collect certain kinds of cards that power up your points. And if you get a flush and you have a certain joker up in your storage, it gives you triple points and all this shit. It's quite great. All right, Ravnos, good to see you, buddy.
Later, Ravnos, you won't catch me, buddy. I ain't going to jail.
How about that? Okay. All right, fellas, I am out as well. I got shit to do and I'm tired. So I will be back.
It's all good. I'll take it from here, Jaffe.
Yeah. All right. Be well, everybody. Thank you, P Turtle. Thank you,
all
mods.
right, thanks,
Thank you,
Jaffe.
Super
I'll talk
Chat.
to you.
Thank you, members. Thank you, Kirkland. And I'll see you guys on a future piece of content, whatever it may be. But I'll be putting up stuff tomorrow. I might even stream a game tonight. We'll see. Anyway, be well. I'll talk to you later.
Later. Bye.